gotta live and I gotta do it like that. The haters fussing, but I gotta do what's right. You never know when the day you gotta go, so you gotta lift it up and get love in your soul, yeah. It's kinda common to be down, but don't stay like that. Yeah. You gotta know that there's only one of you. Why? To yourself, true man. That's why you gotta do it. Keep your head up, rise above the blue. Yeah, I gotta live. I want to. Yeah, I wanna live now.
Good evening, friends, and welcome in here to Latrobe Memorial Stadium. The Wildcats return after a 2-week road ventures that found them at Kiski area and the Wolf Arena, but they return here tonight, and it is homecoming night. In come, as we will crown a queen here this evening, but also the kings of the WPIAL Class 5A come rolling into town. It's the Pine-Richland Rams. Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Rooted in Benedict values, St. Vincent College turns 1,500 years of tradition into a thriving modern education. Explore diverse academic programs, discover your purpose, and gain the skills to make a lasting impact. Apply now for fall 2026 or schedule a tour online at stvincentcollege.edu. Well, Jared Rendine back here on the call here this evening. My first game at Latrobe Memorial Stadium. As always, with the esteemed Richard Helwig. Richard, welcome in here this evening. I think we're in the store for a lot of talent on the field here tonight. I'll say that.
Yeah, we're also in store for our first cold night of the year, really much, which has kind of been a rarity this season. Like you mentioned, it is homecoming tonight at Memorial Stadium. We will crown a queen at halftime, and I liked your line, the kings of WPIAL Class 5A, because, like you said, talent all over the field, both from the Wildcats and from the visiting Pine-Richland Rams. We're going to see a lot of what they have to offer tonight, but I think also we're going to see a lot of what mentality the Wildcats are going to come out with tonight. Obviously, I felt like they may have deserved a little bit better than an 0-3 road trip that they experienced over the last 3 weeks. A close loss at Armstrong really deserved a better result than what things showed out in Woodland Hills. And then, yeah, the third and fourth quarter got away from them last week at Kiski area. So, again, Wildcats got to come out here tonight. Obviously, they know who's on the opposing sideline, and kind of see if they can catch the Rams off guard here tonight.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit, before we came on the air here about last week's game, and it seemed like they were just fingertips away last week from making the big play. A dropped interception that could have been a pick six. A floating pass outside into the flat to Taylor for Kiski just went through the hands of the defender. I mean, they were close. They fought. They were right there. It just it really slipped away from them last week. Yeah,
last week, again, the second week in a row, the Wildcats got off to a good start, and the second week in a row, they found themselves leading after the end of the first quarter. That was thanks to a 10-yard touchdown run by Chris Cochran, and it made it 7-0 Greater Latrobe after the first quarter of play. But then Kiski just took the game over, really. 2 second-quarter touchdown passes from Landon Artman made it 14-7 Kiski area at halftime. Those touchdown passes were to Colin Peterson from 5 yards out and to Tegan Shirley from 24 yards out. Artman would add his third touchdown pass of the night on a 36-yarder to Avon Shirley to make it 20-7 Kiski area with 4:48 left in the third quarter. Now, the Wildcats had their opportunities at this part in the game. They had the ball at around midfield to begin the second half, and right around this part, about 2 minutes left. They couldn't capitalize, and then we obviously know the turnovers came for the Wildcats. Greater Latrobe, or Kiski area capitalized on 2 Greater Latrobe turnovers and scored 2 touchdowns in 38 seconds. Both of them were big plays. Artman found Tegan Shirley from 59 yards out, and then he found Andrew Finney for a 75-yard touchdown. It was 34-7. Greater Latrobe added 1 final touchdown on Ty Wisniewski's first career varsity touchdown pass to Aaron Gasky from 19 yards out. It made the final score 34-13 Kiski area. Greater Latrobe increased their takeaway total to 10 on a fumble recovery they had in the game against the Cavaliers. Dom Scarton was 9-14 for 55 yards and 2 interceptions. A.J. Yeboah had a nice return from injury. Didn't even know if he might be back at this point a couple weeks ago. He was back and rushed for 77 yards on 16 attempts. Aaron Gasky, one of the leading receivers, 3 receptions for 28 yards and a touchdown. But the star of the show was Landon Artman. He was 12 of 21 for 285 yards passing and 5 touchdown passes, Pretty much all of them are big plays, except for his first one to Colin Peterson. Greater Latrobe defense gave up 349 yards to the Kiski Cavaliers. They did limit the ground game 64, but 285 passing, that won't do it, especially if you're giving them up in the big plays. The offense averaged a little bit more than what they got. The offense got what they more so got over their average this year, 222, 137 rushing, and 85 passing. But yeah, really apart from the first quarter, not a good night for the Wildcats last week.
Yeah, and it looked like, 2 weeks ago it was they couldn't finish the drives. They would get into those red areas. They couldn't punch it into the end zone. Last week, it seemed every time they got that momentum going, a turnover happened.
Right.
And it was a big play. We'll take away the positives here. A.J. Yeboah coming back, rushing for 77 yards. You got to think he will have an increased role here this evening. That burst, that we saw in that one outside run last week, we see more of that. Hopefully he can get to the outside. It seemed last week also that the Wildcats had a lot of success when they ran outside, when they ran away from Braden Anderson. That's where they found the success. I'm not sure if that's the same recipe that will get dialed up tonight. A lot of skill positions on the outside for Pine-Richland. And as we pivot to Pine-Richland, last week they went into Penn Hills and they did a number on Coach LaDon's former team.
Yeah, Penn Hills is a really good program, and to be honest, they kind of made Penn Hills look silly in that first half. They led 42-7 at halftime. They ended up defeating Penn Hills 63-19. Aaron Strader was 6 of 11 for 76 yards. He didn't do a lot passing, just 2 touchdown passes, but I thought his damage was really done with the 83 rushing yards he had and his 2 touchdown runs of 5 yards and 14 yards. Khalil Taylor, who made some news today by decommitting from Penn State, he had 3 touchdowns for the Rams last week, a 47-yard return, a 21-yard reception, and a 5-yard touchdown reception. Chris Lentz had a fumble recovery basically in the end zone. It was a 0-yard fumble recovery touchdown. And Jalen Niels had a 34-yard touchdown return. Pine-Richland pretty much dominated from start to finish last week. And I meant head coach John LaDon, he was very nice and very accommodating to give me some of these season stats for them. I don't have the ranks of where they are, but if I had to guess, about all of these are at least top 5 in the WPIAL, maybe even top 3 in 5A. They have 19 sacks on the season. For high school football, that's a lot. 63 tackles for a loss, again, that's a lot. 6 interceptions, that's not a lot, but again, when you have 63 tackles for a loss and 19 sacks, I guarantee you teams aren't throwing the ball against you. And then on the offensive side, they have 41 total touchdowns, that's a lot. They have 1,590 rushing yards as a team. That's a lot. And they have 1,522 passing yards as a team between Aaron Strader and their other quarterbacks. That's a lot. So that just gives you a glimpse as to what the Wildcats are welcoming in tonight. And I feel like it's going to be a test for the Wildcats to see, they obviously can have a chance to make the playoffs if a few things go right and they take care of their business in the final 2 games. I think the question becomes, A, can you hang with this team tonight for as long as you can? And if so, how long? And B, if you do find yourselves in a scenario where you might get into the playoffs, whether it be with solely yourselves taking care of your business or some help, can you potentially hang around in a playoff game that might happen down the line?
Yeah, and you mentioned, all the touchdowns and the explosive plays. Obviously, the Wildcats have had some issues in the last few weeks with those. As you prepare yourself for the next 2 weeks, which are conference play, this week is non-conference play, does not count in what matters for the WPIAL to get into the playoffs. You want to work on those things, and that's where you have to focus on. Let's eliminate those explosive plays, get on the right track, get us ready to take us out the rest of the way here.
That's a really good point, because I want to make sure that I get this analogy right. The Wildcats are going to take a seat as far as how they approach and how they view the rest of the week in the Big East Conference. You take a look at tonight. Greater Latrobe is playing the lone non-section game here tonight in the Big East Conference. Armstrong at Kiski area. That's really a game where I don't think either result helps the Wildcats, but you might want to lean towards Armstrong based on the margin of defeat that was happened the last time those 2 teams met. Woodland Hills at Gateway. Could you predict maybe a Woodland Hills win at Gateway? Possibly. Again, you got to play the games. And then you would hope that Penn Trafford takes care of Franklin Regional, knowing that if Franklin Regional pulls the upset off, they're tied with you in the conference record. So again, they're going to take a seat back tonight, and we know that they're a step behind with the way things are aligned based on tiebreakers, based on the last 3 games. They put themselves in a position where they have to make up some ground. So taking a step back tonight, the question is, how many steps will they have to climb over the next 2 weeks in order to potentially put themselves in a position where, hey, roll the dice and see what happens.
Yeah, and, I don't want to hype up Pine-Richland like they're the greatest show on turf rolling into town, but in terms of WPIAL, it's kind of looked that way. 12 touchdowns for Khalil Taylor on the season is a WPIAL leader in touchdowns, single leader in touchdowns. Quarterback Aaron Ubi, we can call him Ubi here tonight.
Go ahead.
Okay, Ubi Strader. He has 1,400 yards in the air, 19 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, another 383 on the ground with those 80 coming last week, and 5 touchdowns rushing. I read an article that is saying that Ubi Strader is in the conversation of like a Terrell Pryor type of prospect. He doesn't have the size that Terrell Pryor has, but man, watching this guy run out of the pocket and how he throws on the move, extends plays, is going to be a real tough feat for the Wildcats tonight. But last year they hung with them, right? Yeah,
for at least the first half they did before Pine-Richland pulled away. It was week 7 a year ago, pretty much from this point last year. Greater Latrobe actually got off to another good start against a good team. They got a takeaway off a Tim Myers fumble recovery and then drove it to the Pine-Richland 1 on their opening drive. They couldn't cash it in, and I feel like if they would have last year, that game goes differently. I can't say the result might be different, but at least the trajectory of the game might have been different. But then from that point forward, it was all Pine-Richland. Pine-Richland scored 2 plays later. Aaron Strader found Tanner Cunningham from 99 yards to make it 7-0. And then Strader found Tyler Hayes from 10 yards to make it 14-0 after the first quarter. That score would stay the same until 34 seconds left in the first half, when Strader found Jalen Niels to make it 21-0 at halftime. Pine-Richland would use 3 third-quarter touchdowns, one by Jay Timmons from Aaron Strader, a 68-yard fumble recovery by Jay Timmons, and a Dwayne Wilden 22-yard touchdown run to make the final score 42-0 Pine-Richland. And with that, I think we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to hear from head coach Tom McIntyre here on the Wildcats Network. We'll be right back here on the Wildcats Network, and then we will hear from head coach Tom McIntyre.
The Wildcat Student Store has the largest variety of clothing and merchandise you'll find anywhere, for any time of year. Shop in store or online and have your order shipped to you or picked up at the high school. Let's go, Cats!
Welcome back to the Wildcats Network, as I'm now joined by head coach Tom McIntyre ahead of the Wildcats Week 7 game against the Pine-Richland Rams. And coach, last week against Kiscari, you got off to another strong start on offense, but were unable to sustain much throughout the rest of the game. Overall, what were your takeaways from last week's game against the Cavaliers?
Really, you can't ask to start a game a whole lot better. We kicked the ball off, they go 3 and out, punt it to us, we put together a pretty good drive. And, I'd settle for a field goal attempt at that point, which was unsuccessful. But then we hop right back out on defense. It's another solid defensive showing, make a punt it again, and then we're able to take it down the field and score. So up 7-0 at that point. They get the ball back on defense. We're on defense again, and it looked like it was headed for another 3 and out, and they converted on a 3rd long, and everything just kind of started to roll the other way from there. And I mean, it's football. It happens in a football game. You got to get bounces go your way sometimes. You have to sustain momentum, because once that momentum starts to turn, it's really tough to get back. And I think that's what we saw there. We had all the momentum at the beginning of the game and didn't necessarily capitalize on it. We played, playing really well to start that game on both sides of the ball, moving it on offense, playing solid defensively. And when we get them in those situations where it's 3rd and long and even 4th and long in a couple of situations, like we really got to dig our heels in and make some stops there. And we kind of let that go there as the game went on, gave them some opportunities to get back in it. And then at the same time, when we're on offense, if we have those 3rd and short, 4th and short situations, we got to make sure we convert there and possess the ball and keep the chains. And then, once it gets to the point later in the game where we get down by a few, you kind of get in that desperation mode where you're trying to make a big play. And, some turnovers and everything there that probably don't happen if that's not the circumstance of the game. And I understand that looking back on it. Dom's trying everything he can to try to squeeze balls into areas because we know we got to make a big play. Time's running out. That's not part of the game script and the game flow. That's just, our guys trying to make plays there with the game on the line and trying to get back in it as soon as possible. So, we take away the middle part of the game there. It was a solid performance. We finished the game strong, punching one in at the end of the game. So, as any other week, we take the good with the bad. We build on what we did well and try to enhance that and build on it and take a look at some of those mistakes and ways where we gave that momentum back and, think of how we can prevent that in the future and keep it more on our side.
You got a nice return to the lineup last week when AJ Yeboah returned after missing the previous 2 games due to injury. He played such a role for you guys early in the season with his long runs that he had and his breakaway ability, really. But with AJ back now, how much do you think that opens up Cash Ackhammer and Chris Cochran, not only on the offensive side, also with running the ball as well, but also defensively as well at their positions on that end of the ball?
Yeah, we were asking them to do a lot. They are probably the 2 most physical kids that we have. They're our leading tacklers. They play linebacker, so they're almost at the end of every defensive play, you can find those 2 right around the ball. So the beating that and the toll that takes on your body and the positions that they play and the style that they play, to then be asked to go to the offensive side of the ball and carry it, 10 to 12 times each, it's really, really tough to do. But, those guys didn't complain about it. They stepped into that role when they had to and really did a nice job in it. But it was a great, feeling for everybody to see AJ back, not just because of his ability, but just such a great kid, a positive presence to have around, a leader on the team. And, when he came out in pads last week, I think everybody was a little bit surprised and kind of a shot in the arm excitement there, getting everybody going to see him back in action. We didn't know that was going to be possible for last week. So, it's tough when you don't play for a few weeks to get back in game shape, and kind of eased him back in last week, and he looked good on some of the carries that he had. So hopefully we can continue building on that. And Chris and Cash are still going to get their share. They're still going to get their touches there. They're a big part of what we do on both sides. But for them to play at the level that they play at on defense, it's certainly asking a lot. And I think they both welcome AJ's return back too to take a little bit of that load off them as well.
We mentioned Chris. One thing that stood out from the last couple of games has been really the play of the outside linebackers. Both Dom Angelico and Chris Cochran have played really well, not just in containing the run in some instances, but also getting some tackles for losses as well. What have you noticed right now about the way that both Chris and Dom are playing kind of as a duo on the outside to limit some of those running plays?
The way that we play our defense, those are 2 really important positions for us. Kind of grow game by game. It's really cool to just kind of step back and watch the first few snaps he played in the first game he played after Luke got injured and he stepped in to fill that role, and kind of where he's at right now and how quick and how much he's learning. And as a sophomore still, being able to make such leaps and bounds at that position, it's been really cool to see. And he takes the coaching well, and he's at the point now where it's almost like robotic, where he knows his role, he knows his responsibility, he sets the edge, does a great job. He's a little bit undersized at the position, but I think matches it with physicality there. As you said, he's in on a ton of tackles. He tackles in the backfield. And one thing he's really been getting better at is being able to turn the ball back in to where he knows where his help's coming from. And it's just learning the position. It's learning the defense. He's a really smart young man, and that shows on the football field and how quick he picks everything up. And then Chris on the other side, a veteran that's been doing it at a pretty high level now. This is his 3rd year starting at that position. And, we rely on him for a lot. And he knows that. He knows that the expectations are pretty high. And he does a great job, too, kind of shutting down that side of the defense as well. So when we have those solid guys on the edge, it certainly helps out everybody else in the run game and the run fits. And then, I think that's what forced Kiski to start putting the ball in the air last week, is there was just nothing in the run game. So, we'll look to tighten up things on the back end there, but I commend both of those guys for their strong play on the outside. It's been a really, really good thing for our defense.
You get a break from Big East play tonight as you guys face off against number 1 Pine-Richland back at Memorial Stadium for homecoming tonight. What would be critical for you guys in order to give yourselves the best chance at the upset against number 1 Pine-Richland?
I don't know how many times it's ever been said in a sentence that you get a break tonight and you're playing Pine-Richland. But we certainly know that this is going to be a great test here. A really good football team. They're solid everywhere. You don't see many holes in that team. But it's something that we're excited about. It's a team we're excited to play. Our guys understand there's a lot of eyes going to be on this game, and a lot of between our homecoming crowd and just people that are kind of following the team, that the opponent that we're playing too. So it's a team that travels a little bit to come here. We don't get to play them every year. We don't get to see them all the time. So we embrace that challenge. We embrace the opportunity that we have to get better and go out and compete against one of the best. And for us to get to where we want to be as a program, that's the kind of teams that we need to match ourselves up against and get used to competing against. So we look forward to any time we get the chance to do that. And we're going to be prepared the same way as we are any other week, and hopefully go out there and put on a good show here for the big homecoming crowd.
Well, Coach, as always, thank you and best of luck against Pine-Richland.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Well, Richard, interesting interview this week. A couple takeaways I had. One, the spirit doesn't seem to be broken with this team, right? Okay, that's number one. Number two, he also talked about, Pine-Richland coming into town. It's never a break when you got to, as I refer to them as the Kings.
I feel
Kings
bad
of
for
5A.
wording that question the way I did. Oh,
So me knowing him, if I would have asked him a question like that, I probably would have gotten a much more
direct.
more of a satire, I'll
There
say,
you
or
go.
sarcastic remark back. But he did mention, Pine-Richland coming in here. This is actually the second time the two have met, and it's not like this isn't Big East play where you play these teams all the time. But little history on the series here between Latrobe and Pine-Richland.
Yeah, before we get to the history, I just want to say here that I really liked going back on what he said. This is an opportunity that they're excited for. And I know, we've seen the news. Like, some teams are not excited to play a team like Pine-Richland and, in the case of a Fox Chapel, where obviously we know what happened against Fox Chapel. Yeah. So I took that away as like, okay, they're excited. And again, spirit not broken. That's really true. But looking at the history, it's, you're going up against history tonight, really, and you're going up against pedigree in the WPIAL. As mentioned, it's the second meeting between the two schools. We touched on the last meeting. It was 42-0 Pine-Richland back in 2024. Pine-Richland's back in the playoffs for the 13th year in a row in 5A this year. They've got 9 WPIAL titles in 5 classifications. Their most recent one last year in 2024, led at the helm by John Ladon. He's got 2 WPIAL championships in his 3 full seasons. He's in his 4th season this year, and they have a team that could compete for one. Their last PIAA title was in 2022 when they were still in 5A. So, again, going up against history tonight, going up against talent tonight, and again, it's going to be a good test for the Wildcats tonight.
And just to add one quick story, I'll say about, excited and getting, you talked about getting excited for homecoming and the fans will be into it and things like that, and you play with emotion, right? My senior year, we were 1-7 heading into senior night.
Right.
We played a Brentwood team that came in, leading the conference at the time, second to last game of the season. They had a rusher that was all conference, was going on to play at a Division I school. We shut them down. We beat them. We ran for 200 on our own. Our fullback ran for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns on a couple pop traps that he sprung loose. There might have been illegal motion on one of them, but we're going to throw that out the door. But anything can happen.
Right.
Anything can happen, especially when you get emotion involved and you get hyped up. And these kids got to be hyped up tonight.
For sure. And kind of echoing that, the Wildcats feel as if that, again, the results weren't there from the last 3 weeks. We understand that. We know that. But it's not like they're playing really bad over the course of those 3 games. There are moments where they're playing winning football. They're playing good football during those moments. I think if they can at least carry them over, and again, here's a key for tonight. Make sure that Pine-Richland's offense stays on the sidelines. To me, that's really the key. I think you got to get AJ Yeboah going early. You got to at least get the running game going, help out Dom Scarton and that offensive line. Don't put them in 3rd and longs. That's been really the key for the Wildcats all year. They've had times where they are seemingly consistently in 3rd and longs and having to get scenarios where it's not favorable. That's the key tonight.
Yeah, and to add, I think we maybe buried the lead. When we talk about their playmakers, they're actually missing 2 playmakers here this evening. In Lawrence J. Timmons. Most people know Lawrence Timmons. That is the son of Lawrence Timmons, goes by the name Jay, Florida State commit. He will be out this evening for the Pine-Richland Rams. And the other one, I don't know if he's partying down on Fifth Ave, but it's Mac Miller, their running back. 2 big losses. We know this team is deep, and they're going to. They still have weapons at all other positions. But if you want, Richard, could you give us the starting lineups here for this evening?
Well, tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Maine's Chiropractic. Looking for professional chiropractic and wellness care? Maine's Chiropractic, with offices in Greensburg and Homer City, offers full preventive, sports, and occupational services for patients of all ages. Call Maine's Chiropractic today at 724-834-4688 today. Setting the stage for the home team, the Greater Latrobe Wildcats, they come into tonight's game with a 2-5 overall record and a 1-3 Big East Conference record. They average 14 points per game and 210 total yards of offense, with 97 through the air and 113 on the ground. Their offensive play caller is Josh Hammock, and they're led at the helm by first-year head coach Tom McIntyre. He's 2-5 overall here at Greater Latrobe, and tonight is his first game against the Pine-Richland Rams. He replaces 3-year head coach Ron Brady, who's tied for 6th all-time in wins, and he coached in 5 playoff games, the most in program history. McIntyre was the OC during those 5 playoff games. A win tonight for T-Mac would move him into sole possession of 21st among the Greater Latrobe coaching leaderboard, and his offense sets like this. Sophomore Gammon Owens gets the start at left tackle, with junior Brady Cronenwetter at left guard and sophomore Vinny Calabrese at center. Senior Lucas Collins gets the start at right guard, with freshman Mason Munchinsky making his first varsity start at right tackle. The tight end is senior Russell Fry, and the H-back is sophomore Aaron Gasky. The wide receivers are 6'3 senior Danny Noonan, 6' senior Sawyer Butina, and 5'9 junior Eli Meter. The running back is 5'9 sophomore AJ Yeboah, and the quarterback is 6'3 junior Dom Scarton. The Pine-Richland defense gives up just 14 points per game this year, and their defense sets like this. Juniors DeJure Webb and Chris Lentz get the start at the defensive tackles, with senior Hans Meyer and sophomore Dylan Michael at the defensive end positions. The outside linebackers are junior Colton Andrighetti and sophomore Ryan Curran, with the middle linebacker being senior Grant Pillar. The cornerbacks are 5'11 senior DeJohn Webb and 6' junior Khalil Taylor. And the free safety, rounding out the Pine-Richland defense, the free safety is 6'1 freshman Caden Taylor, and the strong safety is 6'1 junior Nico Aiello. The Pine-Richland offense comes into tonight's game averaging 48 points per game. Their team comes in 6-1 overall and 4-0 in Northeast Conference play. They are led at the helm by Dr. John Ladon, their 4th-year head coach, his 12th year as a head coach overall. 39-10 at Pine-Richland, 87-50 overall, as you see the Wildcats take the field there. And their offense sets like this. Junior DeJure Webb gets the start at left tackle, with senior John Curran at left guard and his senior brother James at center. The right guard is senior Dylan Turkin, and the right tackle is senior Braylon Price. The tight end is senior Tyler Hayes, and the wide receivers are 5'10 senior Jalen Niels, 6'1 junior Nico Aiello, and 6' junior Khalil Taylor. The running back is 5'8 senior Carter McKissick, and the quarterback for the Rams tonight, it is 5'11 junior Aaron Strader. Strader has 82 completions this year for 1,429 yards, and 14 of those completions have been for touchdowns. The Greater Latrobe defense gives up 27 points per game this year, and they allow 281 total yards per game, with 146 on the ground and 135 through the air. Their defensive play caller is Luke Kaiser, and their defense sets like this. The defensive tackle is 6' junior Dylan Miller, with the defensive ends being senior Wade Enoch and sophomore Aaron Gasky. The outside linebackers are sophomore Dom Angelicio and senior Chris Cochran, with the inside linebackers being a pair of seniors in Cash Ackhammer and Russell Fry. The cornerbacks are 6'3 senior Danny Noonan and 6' junior Tristan Letty. And rounding out the Greater Latrobe defense, at free safety it is 6' senior Sawyer Butina, and at strong safety it is 5'11 junior Clayton Burkett. And once again, those are tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by Maine's Chiropractic. Fry Farm Road between Latrobe and Greensburg. There is a difference among chiropractors. See the difference that Drs. Tom and David Maines can make for you at Maine's Chiropractic. Jared?
All right. Thank you, Richard, for those starting lineups. Just a couple notes in there. Mason Machinsky getting that start at right tackle, freshman. He he may have his hands full, obviously, with this Rams defense. And if you look across, he's probably going to have to deal with DeJour Webb, a D1 recruit, junior, 6'2", 330 pounds. I mean, there better be a lot of double teams on DeJour as the Wildcats get ready to kick off here. Mitch Horner putting the ball on the tee. The Wildcats dressed in their orange pants, homecoming uniforms, I'm told. Their special one-time wear. Orange pants, gray top with orange sleeves, black helmets, and here they go. It's a squib kick onside, recovered by number 2, and he will take it up over the 40, and he will be stopped up right around midfield at the 49-yard line as the Pine-Richland Rams will begin their first offensive possession.
Yeah, the return was there by Caden Taylor, and one thing that I talked with Tom McIntyre about after Woodland Hills when we saw a couple of those squib kicks, I think the same philosophy went into this week's opening squib kick where they don't want the playmakers returning the ball dictating play. They'll let them start it around midfield, but they're not going to let the big return plays beat them here to start at least.
Ubi Strader in, and he has McKissick onto his right. He will look downfield, and he will fire away, and that pass will be incomplete. Nice play. I believe that was Butine on the play there?
I think Danny Noonan's...
Or Danny Noonan, sorry.
Danny Noonan's making the play there. Just, again, I don't want to say an underthrow, but it felt like that ball was a little bit up there for a little bit long. It gave Noonan a little bit of time to find the ball and be able to make the play the position to weld the ball. Good start for the Wildcats on defense here.
Ubi Strader back in. McKissick to his left. He will do the RPO. That is to number 13, Jay Niels, picking up a gain of 7 on the play.
And just a quick little RPO there. Nothing really complex to that. Seeing that the rusher was coming in, believe that was Dom Angelicio coming in on the outside to contain the run there. Just throws it to the open receiver, Niels. It's the 3rd and short here for Pine-Richland.
Look over, and it looks like they may be checking out. He's going to go under. No, he's not going to go under center, but he's checking out of the play. Maybe had a dummy call. Strader, he will hand off to McKissick. Oh, and its second effort, he will pop over the first down line. He's still on his feet as he rumbles and rumbles all the way to the 36-yard line for a Pine-Richland first down.
That's a gain of 8 there for Carter McKissick. And again, as mentioned, most likely not going to see Mac Miller tonight as the running back, and we're not going to see Jay Timmons as well, most likely, for the Rams. So, again, a little bit of a rest week for Pine-Richland as far as knowing that it's not a game of importance within the section, so making sure their guys are healthy.
They will hand off there to number 11, Nico Aleo, as he takes it all the way to the outside, and he will bust it for another Pine-Richland first down. He will be brought down right around the, looks like they're spotted about the 18-yard line.
And we have a flag on that near side there. It's going to be coming back, it looks like, against Pine-Richland. That was Khalil Taylor who that was Khalil Taylor who was in the backfield there taking the run there, and it is holding against Pine-Richland, so back it up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And so 10 yards from about the 26-yard line, so it'll be almost first and 9.
Yeah, almost to replay it down here is Ubi takes the ball. He will fire. He's hit, and the ball will be underthrown and in on the play, breaking it up there. Nice pressure by the Wildcats defense on that one.
I wonder if we can get a replay on this one here, because this was a great play by, I believe, Wade Enoch on the defensive end here. Maybe not. That was on the first incompletion of the game there, but I believe it was either Wade Enoch or Dom Angelicio in on the collision with Aaron Strader there. Sets up a 2nd and 9.
He will hand to McKissick. McKissick will find a hole. He will be brought down short of the sticks, bringing up a 3rd down, but it will be a gain of 9 for Carter McKissick.
It is going to be 3rd and short. Pine-Richland converted a 3rd and 3 on their first series of downs.
Wildcats don't want to be finding themselves in these 3rd and shorts, but they do have a chance to possibly stall the drive here against Pine-Richland. Strader checks back over for his call. They check out. McKissick to his left. Made a motion. And he will hand it off to McKissick, and he will plow through again. He runs with a lot of power as he takes it up over the 25-yard line and picking up another Pine-Richland first down.
Carter McKissick's got 151 yards on the year. He kind of gets underappreciated by Mac Miller and his production, but he has enough to pick up a Pine-Richland first down. 2 third-down conversions for the Rams here on this first opening drive.
McKissick will go to the right. We got 4 wide. Strader will drop back, and he will throw, overthrown into the end zone. Obi Strader, not with the pinpoint precision here on this first drive. It's been McKissick so far, but I don't know if that hit got to him or what.
Ubi Strader's a good quarterback, but Pine-Richland has done a lot of their production with the big plays. I don't know necessarily, again, it's Pine-Richland. They're a good team, but do you think maybe, I think right now they might be a little uncomfortable with maybe some of these condensed yardage moments that they're having here, especially since they are big play reliant. But hey, you're number 1 in 5A for a reason.
Yep. There goes McKissick again. He finds another hole, and he'll get into the second level. He will take it down to about the 15-yard line. About a gain of 7 on that one, I believe.
McKissick's got 28 yards rushing here on this first drive, and they go quickly.
Quick up to the gun, and they're going to pound it again with McKissick as he will rumble inside the 10-yard line and be brought down around the 8-yard line. Another Pine-Richland first down. They're quick moving here. They're not letting the Wildcats get set. And,
the Wildcats call timeout here.
Yeah, it kind of caught them off guard there. They were taking their time. They were being very slow-paced, I guess to say, checking out of plays, canning it. And then they hit the red zone, and we went warp speed on them.
Yeah, our first time out here gives us a chance to recognize one of our sponsors here, the Alamo Restaurant Group, the owners of your local McDonald's at Mount Laurel Plaza and at Lincoln Avenue. They're now hiring. Stop by either location to pick up an application or apply online anytime at jobs.mchire.com. Join the team today and start your career with McDonald's.
So good call there by Coach McIntyre to stop the gashing, let them get set. Obviously, it's one thing if you come out in the drive and you're doing that or you're showing that, but they ran a slow-paced offense all the way down. Obi throws to the flat. I believe that is Khalil Taylor again, as he will be brought down at the 5, bringing up a second down.
That's a really good play there. I actually thought that Khalil Taylor was going to take this to the outside, but able to make the play there was Sori Butina.
Nice play by the Wildcats there to not allow him to hit the edge and really, find a seam, keeping him bottled up. Strader comes out, and they will put Taylor back to his left here in the sidecar. Taylor's been running a lot of sidecar. We'll see if that sticks, and Strader will keep. He is agile as he hits the outside, and he will find the touchdown. Ubi Taylor with a 5-yard touchdown run for the Pine-Richland Rams as they are first to draw blood here at Memorial Stadium.
Wonder if we'll see this one here on the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay. The Wildcats do a terrific job of making him bounce outside, but again, the contain just not really there on the outside. And Ubi Strader doing Ubi Strader things.
Yeah, he really made a miss. I thought they had him, and somehow he slithered to the outside and found the edge. As the kick is up and good, that'll make it Pine-Richland 7 and your Wildcats 0, and we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Jason Brinker. This is my wife, Hannah Brinker, our daughter, Charlotte, and our son, Stephen.
And we welcome you to a Paddock Brinker Funeral Home.
Located on the corner of Weldon Street and Lincoln Avenue, we've been family-owned and operated and serving Latrobe and beyond since 1958. Whether you're pre-planning your own arrangements or celebrating a loved one's life well lived, we offer traditional and green burials, cremation, and aftercare services. Allow our family to walk with yours on one of life's most difficult journeys. We are most appreciative of your trust, and we will do our best to prove that we are where dignity prevails.
And we're back here as Latrobe gets ready to take their ensuing kickoff after a Pine-Richland Rams touchdown to make it 7-0. And the offense will get ready for their first drive of the evening here as Curran kicks it deep. He will take the run. There's Jalen Niels. He misses a shoestring tackle. And the Wildcats will begin their first possession around the 23-yard line.
Eli Meter with about an 18-yard return there, got it about the 5-yard line.
I was having visions. I watched a clip this week of Niels on a kickoff, opening kickoff last week. Came like a torpedo down the field, and he put a licking on that Penn Hills return man. Glad to see Eli could escape the jaws of the wrath on that one. As Scarton comes in, Yeboah will start to his right. It will go 2 wide with Askey at the halfback. Yeboah will be stopped as he tries to hit the corner. Looks like a loss of 1 for the Wildcats there.
Pine-Richland able to score on their opening drive, a 10-play touchdown drive that resulted in an Aaron Strader 4-yard touchdown run, making the score 7-0. Pine-Richland.
Looks like Danny Noonan will check in here as Dom Scarton brings out his offense. Noonan goes far left. We got 2 backs in the backfield. Butina will shift in. Noonan will come over. He will take a sweep on the outside. He'll try and make a move, but he will be brought down. It looks like maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage there and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the Wildcats on an illegal shift or an illegal motion here.
I thought that, but he pulled that one out of 2001, late October at Alverton at Southmoreland High School when the double illegal motion went for an 80-yard pop trap.
Pine-Richland's going to decline that penalty and a loss of 1 for Noonan, and so it's 3rd and 12 for the Wildcats, exactly where you do not want to be. It's been a feature for the Wildcats and not a good one over the last couple of weeks.
It will go 2-back set. Scarton will throw down, but with a little bit of heat coming in, the throw is off to Eli Meter there, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats.
Like you said, a little bit of heat on Dom Scarton there. Again, it's tough when you have Hans Meyer and Dylan Michael coming in off the edge, especially for 2 young tackles like Gammon Owens and Mason Munchinsky. And Mitch Horner's going to be out to punt for the Wildcats here.
Snap is there. Horner will punt it. It looks like a knuckleball punt. It will go out of bounds about the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a short field for Pine-Richland. Not what you want to do there is give them a short field, but I understand you don't want to kick it to the returner either.
Right. We're going to start at the Wildcat 38 here. 1st and 10 for the Rams. They went 10 plays, as mentioned earlier, on their first drive. Hold the Wildcats to a 3-and-out first drive.
Be interesting to see if Coach Dr. Ladon will come out here and go fast pace again. That's where they really got some success there once they got into the red area. Or if he'll be calculated in his offense. As Strader comes back in, he will hand to McKissick, who he will be stuffed there, and a nice gang tackle. No hole for McKissick to go. He will maybe get a gain of 1 or 2 on the play, but a nice play by the front of the Wildcats.
You talk about a good play, but that is a great play by the front of the defensive line for the Wildcats. Good push there by Dylan Miller and Wade Enoch there on the defensive line there. And it's very nice to have readable jerseys this week, Jared. We talked about that last week where you're struggling to see who's making the play for Kiski area.
They will hand to McKissick on a draw, who will find a hole, and he will take that for about a gain of 13 and a Pine-Richland first down.
Down at the 24. So, again, Carter McKissick really underappreciated and undershadowed because of what Mac Miller's done throughout his career, and so he's getting his opportunity here tonight without him.
A little RPO. He'll find the open receiver across the middle for another Pine-Richland first down.
And it's Grayson Stulak making the reception there. It's a gain of 15. And it's another Pine-Richland first down.
Niels out wide left. They will RPO, and a nice pass break up there by Sawyer Butina, preventing the Rams from finding the end zone.
That's another really good play by Sawyer Butina. Wonder if we can get a replay on that. On there, I don't think we will, but it will be 2nd and 8 here for the Pine-Richland defense, or Pine-Richland offense, excuse me.
Tell you, some really nice plays here this drive. I mean, obviously Pine-Richland's moving the ball down, but the short run where they balled them up, nice play by the front. Butina coming up with a big play there. Let's see if they got a couple more in their bag on this drive. Is the pistol. Strader will throw into the flat, and there's Jalen Niels, and he will be brought down inside the 5, bringing up a third down for the Pine-Richland Rams here in this first quarter.
Jalen Niels had that, and I thought he was bottled up outside here, but he ends up curling back and then going back outside. Rarely do you see that play work. He got 5 yards there, and it's a 3rd and goal for the Wildcats here.
Strader in. Kissick to his right. 3 wide. They will hand to Kissick, and he will be stopped, and that will bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats. We'll see if Coach LaDawn is going to go for it here, or if he's going to bring out the field goal unit. It is 4th and short, but it looks like they are going to go.
Yeah, I think they're going to go. Here is Nico Aiello is checking in for Pine-Richland, wide receiver. McKissick just with the gain of 1 there for the Rams. Here's a big moment here for the Wildcats.
I was just going to say that. It's a big play. It's 4th down. McKissick to the right. Strader at quarterback. You got to watch the run in the legs of Strader. And they bring a heat. Strader's going to find the outside. He's going to take it into the end zone for another Pine-Richland touchdown. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night here as the Rams lead 13-0.
Wonder if we can see this one here on the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay. A cash hackhammer comes flying right down the middle, and he forces Ubi Strader to go to the left side, his offside. Thought the Wildcats had contained, but just not quick enough to get to Ubi Strader. And it's now 13-0 Pine-Richland.
And they're getting ready for the extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up. And it is good to make it Pine-Richland 14. Latrobe Wildcats yet to score here on this brisk, chilly evening at Memorial Stadium. And we will now take it to a commercial break. This first quarter here is brought to you by Adolphi. Adolphi is one of Pennsylvania's leading nonprofit serving at-risk youth and their families, with programs from foster care to mental health support in over 30 counties. Adolphi transforms lives every day. Transforms lives every day. Step up, make a difference, and help a child feel safe, cherished, and supported. Become a foster parent with Adolphi, because every child deserves a brighter future. Adolphi, and that is brought to you by our first quarter Adolphi. Sorry, we're doing an ad read there, and was that a squib kick or just a mismanage?
Dante Duragan had a little trouble there on the kickoff return, and so it's going to be marked at the Greater Latrobe 11, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats here. Backed up and not exactly where you want to be when you're trying to get things going on offense.
No, you got a lot of work to do. We said about long, sustaining drives, keeping the Pine-Richland offense off the field. We have a long way to go, and let's hope that Dom Scarton can get the team moving here as Yeboah will motion out. He will hit a wheel route. Now, there was a lot of pressure, but Yeboah was knocked out of bounds there by the defender about 10 yards downfield.
He was, and I think, again, pressure in Dom's face there. He kind of just threw it to an area where no one was, so it's not necessarily an at-harm, like a at-risk kind of play there. So, yeah, you would like to see maybe a little bit more, recognition on Yeboah getting thrown out of bounds pretty much, but it is 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats here.
Looks like Chris Cochran will check in as the Wildcats back. And they will go with an H-back, man in motion. Cochran will take the carry. He will move forward. He's still churning. Or he's down, sorry. Oh, we have a late flag, maybe a little extracurricular after the whistle there.
Yeah, he was down at around the 14-yard line, and there was a late flag there, like you said. It was after the whistle blew. And there was a little bit of emphatic blocking there. After the play on sportsmanlike against Pine-Richland. So it's going to give the Wildcats a first down here.
I didn't hear the whistle. So I was just looking at the play continuing.
That'll be a Wildcat first down.
So it looks like Ty Wisniewski is going to check in for his first snap of the game after the Wildcats pick up their first down of the evening.
Jared, we talked about keeping the Pine-Richland offense on the sideline. The Rams have run 16 plays tonight to just the Wildcats 5 here in the first quarter.
In motion, Wisniewski will keep it on the fake handoff. He will find some space up the middle, a nice hole, bring him up to about a gain of 10. He might just be at the first down line. We'll see where they spot it. He will be short about a yard, bringing up 2nd and 1 for the Wildcats.
Back-to-back positive plays for the Wildcats after 2 runs for loss of 2 yards on the first drive. Wildcats have already matched their play total from the first drive, and Ty Wisniewski is staying in at quarterback.
He's staying in, and we're going empty set again. Wondering if maybe Coach McIntyre is trying to get some motion going, maybe dress it up, some window dressing, maybe setting something up later. As Wisniewski will take, and he will storm forward over the first down line to pick up a first down for the Wildcats, a gain of 2.
Actually, just going to give him 1, but that's all he needed was the 1. I take that back. He did get the 2. Yeah, my apologies. I'm reading the screen wrong here. I'm trying to read the screen. I'm trying to read the actuality out of the window.
At least we'll have an ad read.
That is true. Very true.
And missed the kickoff. But Scarton will check back in. Zaski going in motion. He will look to the flat. He hits Tyler Meter, but he will be brought down for probably no gain. I don't know if he had an inch or maybe a couple inches. That's about it.
He's just going to be marked down at the original line of scrimmage. No gain there. And I get what the Wildcats are trying to do here. They understand, look, Pine-Richland's got a great pass rush. They got a great front. You got to get things out quickly here. So I understand the idea of what they're doing. It's just when you have a well-coached team like Pine-Richland, they're going to at least, knowing that the pressure's coming, they're at least going to try and game plan for some of those short things, knowing that the ball could come out quick.
Wisniewski checks in. He's got trips right. He will hand it. No, he will keep it. Nice play action RPO read there. Read option, I guess we'll call that. Not an RPO. By Ty Wisniewski, who will gain another gain of 10. And they're going to mark him a little shorter than I thought.
Yeah, they're going to mark him about a yard short there. I thought with the roll that he was going to have it, but he's a yard short of the first down here, and so it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, I think Dom Scarton's back in at quarterback, so I will They are going to go out of shotgun.
All
here.
right,
I thought they were going to do the quarterback sneak with Dom Scarton.
So did I. I thought a little tush push, but Scarton will stay in. Yaboa to his left, and he will fire across the middle. A little hold. I mean,
Yeah,
that was pretty blatant. It looks like the Latrobe sidelines also is not very happy.
Yeah, Tom McIntyre is not happy, and I understand why. I don't know if we can get a replay on this, but it looked very clear.
I think they call that assault in about 30 counties in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Well, he grabbed him by the hip, so I looked as if the ref was gonna just struggling to get the flag and throw it out, but no, he didn't even throw the flag. So
Wisniewski comes in at pistol. Cochran will dot the I. Askey to his right, one wide. Cochran will take. He will plunge forward. I think he's going to get it over the first down marker.
he is going to get enough for the first down. Needed one, but got two. And it's a first down for the Wildcats as time is winding down here on the first quarter of play. And 14-0 Pine-Richland is the score after one quarter of play here at Memorial Stadium. We'll be back with the second quarter here on the Wildcats Network right after this.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood to stop at Hotel Loyal Pizza in the heart of downtown Latrobe on Ligonier Street. Since opening our doors in 1953, Hotel Loyal Pizza has proudly served the Latrobe area. From pizza, sandwiches, sides, salads, and so much more. Whether you're taking out or dining in, our menu has something for everyone. As if the company here wasn't enough to stop in, try one bite of our highly acclaimed pizza and you're sure to be hooked. Visit our website at hotelloyalpizza.com or call us at 724-537-3741. Go Cats!
And welcome back here to Latrobe Memorial Stadium as the second quarter is about to begin. Second quarter is brought to you by Youngwood Eye Care. Askey goes in motion. Dom Scarton in at quarterback. He will look deep. He's got a man wide open, and he's going to take it all the way down. That is pay dirt. Touchdown, Cats! Sawyer Butina on a 50-yard touchdown reception, and the Wildcats are on the board.
We're going to see it here on the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay. They went Aaron Gasky in motion here, and a little bit of a shoulder shake by Dom Scarton, and Sawyer Butina just beats him right down the sideline. That's just a full-on sprint. The Wildcats scored their first touchdown in program history against the Pine-Richland Rands, and Mitch Horner's extra point is good. It's 14-7 Pine-Richland. The Wildcats have cut the lead in half. I think we'll touch on the second quarter sponsor now here, Jared.
Yeah, as I mentioned before all the excitement happened, second quarter here today is brought to you by Youngwood Eye Care. At Youngwood Eye Care, vision is more than a prescription. It's a precious gift. Our doctors provide comprehensive eye care tailored to your health, lifestyle, and goals so you can see your very best every day. Visit us at 310 North Street in Youngwood. Youngwood Eye Care, caring for your vision and for you. And I got to say, the vision there by the Wildcats, Coach McIntyre, to run that play coming out of the quarter. I mean, we talked about explosive plays last week. We talked about it on the pre-show. There's the explosive play you need. Man, that gets your team rejuvenated. You're back in this, and here comes all the emotion flooding into you.
Yeah, this is really the first true explosive play that the Wildcats have had since back at Armstrong when Dom Scarton hit Danny Noonan for a 42-yard pass. So the Wildcats have been lacking some explosive plays, and here's another squib kick here.
Another squib kick. The ball is live. The Rams will recover, and they will be tackled down at about the 31-yard line as the Rams take over on possession. And the 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Jared, the Wildcats have played pretty well here in this first half. I know that the score is 14-7, but they have made it very uncomfortable in the red zone for Pine-Richland when they've got down there. It was a third down run by Ubi Strader from 4 yards and a 2-yard touchdown run on fourth and goal. So they have made it difficult when Pine-Richland's moved down the field, and that's one thing that Tom McIntyre has always told me. Yeah, we might bend, but our goal is to not break. Yeah, they've broken tonight and allowed the touchdowns, but they've at least bended as well here.
As Strader will throw it over to the flat, finds an open receiver. He will take it up for a gain of 11. Another Pine-Richland first down.
Brought down by number 4, Sawyer Butina.
That was Jalen Neals on the receiving end there for Pine-Richland.
To the 42-yard line. That's enough for a Ram first down.
Move it for a first down.
The other, you mentioned about bending and not breaking, right? If you think of some of those Coach Tomlin defenses back in the mid-2000 teens,
right?
They bend, they didn't break, they took the ball over, they defended every blade of grass, and that's a mentality I think that Coach Mack, the other Coach T, has put in to his defenders here tonight, and they're doing a pretty darn good job. So the first down play will be a swing pass out to the outside and a gain of about 6 for the Rams.
That was Khalil Taylor on the receiving end.
He must have stepped out there. They got him.
Just a gain of 4 there.
Gain of 4. They'll bring up 2nd and 6. Ubi Strader and a quarterback. He will hand to McKissick, and he will find a hole right up the middle. And he will gain about 7 yards, and that's a first down for the Rams.
I think the Wildcat defense needs to give their offense a little bit of help here.
It seems that these runs with McKissick are, I want to call them draws. That they're not a full draw, but they are a delayed handoff, and it's almost like he's waiting to read, and then McKissick's finding a seam to get it. High snap to Strader, and McKissick will bounce off one tackle before being brought down by Chris Cochran. About a gain of 4 on the play.
That's a good job there by Lucas Collins on the defensive end there, being able to at least beat McKissick at around the line of scrimmage, and Chris Cochran able to clean that up there. But again, I feel like the Wildcats need to get a stop here defensively. If not, they just need to keep them out of the end zone here, limit them to a field goal fine, but their offense has finally gotten some big plays here.
And Strayer will take the RPO and hit his man in the flat. I believe that was Jay Neals out there, picking up at about gain of 7.
He stepped out again early there. They're going to only give him 4 yards there, and it's going to be third down.
One thing about Neals I saw this week on Twitter, now X, he was the player of the game last week at Pine-Richland. They give him a big WWE Pine-Richland belt that he wore around after the game. So if you see me after the game with holding a belt, I might want to get my picture with it. I don't know. But Strayer takes the snap and gives the handoff to the outside to Neals. He will find the corner, and he will rumble his way for another Rams first down. It looks like he may be out at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, the Wildcats tried to shoestring tackle here not once but twice. I believe Chris Cochran was in there, and I believe it was Danny Noonan as well. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think so. I may have my numbers wrong there. Gain of 9 for Neals, and it's going to set up another set of downs for the Rams at first down. Pine-Richland.
With Timmons out, who was their leading receiver coming into the game, I thought they would be more Khalil Taylor, but it seems Neals is getting a lot of the work. He'll throw under a little dig route there to number 11, Ileo, I believe. Is Ileo?
I believe that's Nico Aiello.
Aiello. There, thank you for correcting my enunciation. As an Italian, my grandmother would be very upset with me if she heard me say that. But gain of 9 there on first down for the Rams will bring up second down.
Yeah, the junior Nico Aiello. The wide receivers tonight are Khalil Taylor, obviously was a Penn State Nittany line until about noon today, or projected Nittany line until about noon, and then Jalen Neals as well.
McKissick will come in the sidecar right to Strader. That is Taylor in motion. He'll bring in a bunch to the left. McKissick will take the RPO, and the Wildcats are trying to circle him, but he found his way a little Houdini act out, and he just throws it away there as good defensive coverage, nice pressure, and a good way of keeping Strader contained on that play so he couldn't use his legs to find some space.
I think for the first time, okay, I looked here. I was wrong. it is 3rd and 1 instead of 3rd and 9. I was about to say, for the first time tonight, it feels like the Wildcats are in a good spot defensively at 3rd and 9. But no, they're in a 3rd and 1 here.
And Strayer will take it, and he will hand to McKissick. He will take it up over the 20-yard line for a first down for the Rams. But I'd say very pleased to see what they did there on that RPO where they contained Strader, and then he ultimately had to throw it away.
I mean, his last 4 runs are 1 yard, 7 yard, 3 yards, 3 yards. So they're doing a good job at least limiting the damage of his running here in this first half. I feel like I now understand why they went with the pass on the second down play, knowing that they only needed a yard there.
Strader will take the snap. He will look downfield. He will fire and find the ex-Penn State Nittany Lion commit, Taylor, for a gain of about 6. That'll bring up 2nd and goal here.
I think double the gain there, a gain of 12.
Oh,
it's going to be
12, sorry.
First and goal there. So it's 1st and goal from the 7 here for Pine-Richland.
This is where they've gotten them to the limit, we'll say, right?
Right.
And let's hope that they can finish off one here and get them to turn it over as McKissick takes the high throw out of reach. It seems that Strader's been a little off on his throws.
I think it's a little off. I also think it's good coverage by the Wildcat cornerbacks as well, and I think part of that might be put it in a position where only your receivers can go make a play for that. Again, we know Ubi Strader's one of the best in the WPIAL. He's probably one of the best in 5A. They're going to have a chance at a run this year in the championship, for another championship this year. Ubi Strader's at the center of that, and so he's going to be the difference maker, not just tonight, but through the remainder of the year.
And there he goes with his legs, but he will be brought down for a tackle of a loss on the play. And a very nice read there. Is that Enoch, or who was that?
That was Russell Fry there making
Fry
that play. I wonder if we can get a replay on that. I don't know if we have it, but that was a really good play. They decided to go with a little speed option there to the outside. Wanted, I believe, Khalil Taylor on the outside, and he just ran out of time to make a decision. Loss of 3, and here's the biggest play of the night for the Wildcat defense.
We want to hope to keep him in long, right? And that's what Strader will look back. He'll throw across the middle. He will hit him right there. A nice play by Khalil Taylor. A touchdown to adjust on the Ubi Strader pass. And that will take it Pine-Richland 20, Wildcat 7.
This was pretty good coverage, I thought, by Danny Noonan. And he's having a tough time tonight against one of the best in PA, against Khalil Taylor. And just got a little inside coverage there. I thought Danny was able to get his hand in front of there, but not. And talk about sure-handed. That was Khalil Taylor there.
And the pass looked a little behind him, and he adjusted and made a play on it. So, I mean, Danny was right there on the play. You got to give credit to Taylor for making that catch. And the kick is up, and it is good to make it Pine-Richland 21, Wildcat 7. And we will be right back after this commercial break.
Your eyes are the windows to the world, and that's no small task. That's why when it comes to eye care, you can't afford to treat your eyes with anything less than the best. Here at Youngwood Eye Care, our vision is keeping your vision in tip-top shape, whatever your eye care needs may be. Whether you're dealing with dry eyes, need a comprehensive exam, specialty contacts, or looking for the latest trends in eyewear, Youngwood Eye Care has you covered. We do it all and so much more. Book an appointment today and give your eyes the care they deserve at Youngwood Eye Care.
You want to support the marching band? Stop by the Bobo tent.
And welcome back here to Latrobe Memorial Stadium. It is the Pine-Richland Rams just scoring to make it 21-7 with 7:34 left here in the second quarter. The kick is away. It is bobbled again. Another kick, but he finds a seam and he'll take it up over the 40 or the 30, before being dropped down at the 31-yard line. Little fumble there. He recovered, found a hole, and was able to give some decent field position, especially how it started out.
Yeah, it could have been a disaster there, because if he goes down and has possession of that ball with his knee down, Wildcats are starting in and around their 10-yard line, so that makes a difference there of about 20 yards by Eli Meter. Wildcats are going to be set up here with their best starting field position of the night at their own 31.
Something to build on that last drive. They scored on a 50-yard touchdown pass. Hopefully keep the momentum going here for Dom Scarton and his Wildcats. As Butina goes in motion, they will hand off to Yeboah. He will find a hole, still on his feet, before a bunch of Rams got to him. At about the 35, gain of 5 for A.J. Yeboah.
And I think the big thing was the Wildcats were able to take 9 plays on offense there in order to score that 49-yard touchdown. Again, keeping Pine-Richland's offense on the sideline. It hasn't worked so far tonight, but I feel like that's the best way the Wildcats can stay in this game, is if they're on offense. Their offense has struggled as of late, but at least so far tonight, the signs have been good as far as playing well on offense.
A good start there on the first down to cut the sticks. Now let's get into 3rd and short, or pick up the first down if you want.
Right.
Butina going in motion again. Scarton will hand off to Yeboah. He will. There's a face mask there, maybe? I don't know. They're not going to find it, but gain of 3. Moving forward, we got 3rd and 3. Very manageable. And Scarton will come off to get a play for 3rd down here.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask, but I do think he did get the side of the helmet there rather than the face mask, and especially because it didn't look like he grabbed the actual mask. It would look like it was just a swipe of the helmet there.
The official standing right there. I'm sure he would have seen it. Great WPIAL officials we have here this evening. Scarton comes in at the pistol. Yeboah will be behind him. Butina coming in motion. Hand to Yeboah. And there's just nowhere for him to go. He will be dropped for about a loss of 1 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Wildcats. The punt team looks to be coming on the field here.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate 3 and out there for the Wildcats. Not being able to build off of the last drive that they had. Apart from the last drive, their other 2 drives, including this one, are 3 and outs. That is not a recipe you want to see if you're the Wildcats.
They had some success there running off the left side in the first 2 plays. Gain of 8. The punt's away. And that's a deep punt. Khalil Taylor can't field it. They're
travels to the 22-yard.
Going to be out at the 22.
I guess they're going to mark it out at the 22, but he was down inside the 20. I believe he touched it. What's 3 yards here tonight? But that'll bring up 1st down for the Rams.
Nice punt there for Mitch Horner. It kind of puts Pine-Richland back in a position where they have to drive the field here. Going to start at their own 22. It is their worst starting field position of the night.
I can feel the momentum pendulum swinging.
Yeah.
I can feel it. 1st down for the Rams. Strader will throw to the flat to Jay Niels. And he will find a hole and take it up over. Gain of 14 for the Rams. Another Rams 1st down. They are liking these swing passes to the outside.
They are. Like you said, gain of 14 there. Another Pine-Richland 1st down.
Gain is to the 36-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for Pine-Richland.
Another decently long completion there. Again, it's not necessarily distance long, but it's the yards that they're getting after the catch.
Yeah. Yak. McKissick in to the right. He will take the handoff, and he will find another hole up the middle, and he will drag some Wildcats with him up over the 1st down marker to about the 46-yard line. 1st down Rams.
Yeah, they're going to give him the 1st down. That extra effort by Carter McKissick. 2 plays, 2 1st downs, and Wildcats are going to need their defense here to make a play here.
Strader, will be in. He will look downfield. Looks like he's going to air this one out, and he does. He finds him open, but overthrown once again. Danny Noonan on the coverage. We'll go 2nd down here for the Rams.
I think this might be one of the few times tonight, if not the first time, that the Rams are going to be in a 2nd or a 3rd and long here. There's going to be 2nd and 10 here now. But they have done a great job of maintaining and keeping themselves in these manageable situations.
The Rams will come up on a 2nd and 10, as you mentioned, Richard. Strader will take the snap. He will hand to McKissick. And there we go again, up the middle. They're finding a lot of success running in those A-gaps. It looks like against the Wildcat defense.
He's got 84 yards on 13 carries here in this first half.
Here we're going to go up tempo again. McKissick will drive ahead forward.
Handoff again to Carter McKissick.
He will pick up the first down. It's almost like I think it was a James Conner, one of the Steelers backs. They talked about once his motor started going, he started going. And it seems like maybe that's what the up tempo is for,
right,
to get him in a rhythm. I mean, until maybe he gasses out at some point, but it seems like that's where they're getting their success. Just bam, 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 and they're going to hit you up the middle.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Little high snap, another screen pass into the flat, and there he goes. Khalil Taylor making a move. He'll gain about 7, but he almost had a small gain of 1, but he made a nice move to get some extra yak there.
Pine-Richland just got athletes where at one point you feel like you got them, and then at the next point you just don't. It's as simple as that. I mean, they're making plays where not a lot is, and I get it. There's, as you see right here at the top of your screen, that most likely is going to set up a play there.
He's going to come across the middle. High throw. I believe that was Jay Niels who will come down with the catch. They almost gave the allure that they were going to run another screen in the flat as we have a down Wildcat on the play. But they almost wanted you to believe they were going to run that play again, but they come out and throw in a crossing route. Or it wasn't a crosser, it was an in route to Niels.
While we have a timeout here on the Wildcats Network, let's mention another sponsor here, the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport. Step up to hassle-free travel at Arnold Palmer Regional Airport with friendly staff, no long lines, free parking, and direct flights every day. Fly direct, fly smart, fly Latrobe, where your journey begins stress-free.
We got 2:31 here left in the half, but we'll take a quick commercial break while we'll come right back after this injury timeout.
Why deal with the hassle of big city airports and connecting flights? At Arnold Palmer Regional Airport in Latrobe, we make travel simple. Enjoy free parking right by the terminal, quick check-ins, and no long lines. All on a relaxed, easy-to-navigate airport. But the best part? We've got non-stop flights to sunny Orlando and Myrtle Beach every day. Plus, enjoy convenient twice-weekly service to Fort Lauderdale. No layovers, no stress, just smooth, non-stop service straight to your favorite vacation spots.
And we are back here. Obi Strayer will throw deep, finding a man. I don't think he had it. No, and they're going to rule it incomplete. I don't think he ever had possession until he popped up and it bounced off the ground.
No, I don't think he did there. A little bit of a rush there. Kind of caught our viewers a little bit, maybe a little bit on surprise there. But that ball definitely hit the ground even before he had possession there. And so the right call, second down.
Niels looked to be a little upset with the official on that one, but from here I saw the ball bouncing around.
Oh, yeah.
Second and 10 for the Rams.
Bring up 2nd and 10. Strader back, and he will hand to McKissick, who will plow his way forward, take a Wildcat with him for another gain of 8 for Carter McKissick.
It is important to note that Dylan Miller did walk off under his own power. So, wonder if we might see him tonight, but it looks like Gammon Owens is taking his spot at the defensive tackle position.
The way that they've been running up the middle, you don't want to lose and get deep into your depth chart at that position here tonight. High snap. Oh, and he picked it! He picked it! He put them big bear claws up there, and he came down with it. A turnover for the Wildcats. And it's time for a 2-minute drill. And Coach McIntyre and the offense is going to take it down the field here. Let's see.
The Team Lamani Realty One Group replay is going to have a great one here. They finally got the quick ones, and they finally timed it up. Chris Cochran with the interception there for the Wildcats. Up over the big arms of Dylan Turkin, the left tackle. And here we go. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at their own 16 with 1:48 left.
some shades of TJ Watt. That's like a TJ Watt play right there, where you time it perfectly, not just to get your big bear claw up there and bat it down, but to pick it like that. Amazing play by Chris Cochran. As Wisniewski will check in as the quarterback, we'll go empty set. Yeboah in motion. He won't find the edge, and he won't find much room at all, as he'll be brought down for a loss.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a loss of 1 there, and I think John Ladon is going to call his first time out of the half here with 1:42 left. With that, we mention another sponsor here, Home Team Collections. At Home Team Collections, your memories deserve the finest showcase. Handcrafted in the USA, our custom frames and display cases preserve and celebrate your achievements. From school colors to laser-cut logos, every detail is personalized just for you. And with free shipping on every order, framing your legacy has never been easier. Home Team Collections, where your memories live forever.
I'm still coming down off the emotional high of that pick, Richard. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, it was, and that was the Wildcats' first interception, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I believe since the Woodland Hills game where Cash Ackhammer intercepted Cam Walter. You know, I'm not a historical fact book like I used to be.
You're still young, Richard. You're still young. Wisniewski comes in, Yeboah behind him. He will roll out, but he will be swallowed up on the boot there. He never even got to the toe. I don't think he got to the heel of the boot.
He never saw him coming there, and Khalil Taylor just came in unblocked there, and Pine-Richland's going to call another timeout here. 1:36 left, and they'll be left with just 1 here in this first half. Overall, I think, look, the score is 21-7. It's a 14-point game. You don't want to be losing by 14. But given the circumstances, given that the Wildcats have come into tonight losing 3 straight, knowing that who's on the other side of the field tonight, knowing that I think you and I would agree they're probably going to be representing one of 2 5A teams in the WPIAL championship this year, I think you got to be at least a little impressed, and if not, you know, pumped up about what you've seen so far. Again, you don't want to be down 14. I get that. But given the circumstances and given the struggles you've had over the course of the past couple of weeks, I think tonight is at least a sign where things might be getting better, especially knowing that the next 2 games are must-win for you.
Right. There's been plenty of flashes out here, both sides of the ball, in every level, I would say, right? As Scarton will take the snap, he will throw to the flat and bring down Danny Noonan. Looks like no gain on the play. And that'll bring up a 4th and long. The Wildcats will punt, and I believe Dr. Ladon just took his final timeout of the half to try and get some time left to start a drive here before halftime.
They're going to have 1 minute and 31 seconds here to work with. This will be 4th and 21 here for the Wildcats, most likely are going to punt here. And again, apart from just 1 drive here, the Wildcats have gone 3 drives with 3 3-and-outs. Obviously, that's not a recipe for success against a team like Pine-Richland, where they've had drives of 10 plays, 11 plays, 10 plays, and 6 plays. The first 3 drives ending in touchdowns. The last one, obviously, ending in the Chris Cochran interception, which, again, you'll want to go down and get a 2-minute drive here, but if you can hold Pine-Richland here on defense, I think the mojo and the momentum's got to be in your favor going into halftime, knowing you get the ball first.
And as the punt is about to go away, the off-balance attack of McKissick with the passing, right, as the punt's away, Taylor will try and field it, but it will go out of bounds, takes a Latrobe bounce, and it will be down at about the 46-yard line. But what I was saying is, you know, with limited time here, it takes away that run game you would hope, right, especially as you get later into the drive. And the Wildcats have done a really good job at limiting the passing game by Ubi Strader here tonight.
Yeah, he's got 113 yards. I get it. You know, they've at least limited him to the short gains. They haven't made the big plays yet, right. And that's obviously the big thing. You know, last week it was just big play after big play after big play. They're breaking off some, you know, longer runs, which, again, you don't want to see. But I think for the most part, you know, keeping them at bay, making them go the distance. That's the big thing here.
Strader looks, and here we go back into the RPO flat game. Niels is making a bunch of Wildcats miss, as he will get a gain of 9. He looks to be just shy of the sticks, and they got to hustle up to the clock. No timeouts. They will give him the first down, though. Strader comes in. McKissick to his left. He will look across the middle of the field behind the receiver. Taylor makes another nice adjustment on it. Gain of 9. Gain of 10. They're going to spot him just at 10 yards. Strader comes in. He will look downfield, looks over to the flat. He will find Niels. He will take it out of bounds, stop the clock, bring up second down at about the 15-yard line, 16-yard line.
I think it'll be a 2nd and 8 here for the Wildcat defense here.
More quick hits.
Yep.
You know, they've been hitting with the quick hit game. And basically Pine-Richland is just letting their athletes do the work. It is really what their strategy is, if you want to say that. The Strader comes up on a second down. He's got a little pressure on the outside. He steps into the pocket, makes a couple defenders miss, and he will take it in for another Pine-Richland Rams touchdown with 39 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Wonder if we can see this one on the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay, because it felt like Ubi Strader was running this one the entire way, and I think you're going to see it here at around the 5-yard line.
1.
Wisniewski clipped them a little bit, and then a little bit of a shimmy by Ubi Strader just got enough to get Sorbutina to bite on it and into the end zone for a 16-yard touchdown run by Ubi Strader. His 3rd touchdown run of the night, 4th touchdown of the first half, and the extra point is good. So it's 28-7. Pine-Richland here we'll keep it here on the Wildcats Network.
You know, if you're watching, if they had these highlights on game day, or what do they call it, the fastest 2 minutes with Chris Berman, right? There would have been a lot of whoops, whoops, whoops in that play. And that's one thing I noticed watching Strader and before the game here tonight. I mean, his agility is, you know, one of the best that I've seen across any game here this season as I travel and watch different high school football games across the WPIAL. And, you know, the talent is real there with Ubi Strader, and give him a lot of credit for making those defenders miss and find a touchdown for the Pine-Richland Rams' 4th touchdown, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the evening here against the Latrobe Wildcats as we get ready for kickoff. The Wildcats ensuing possession.
And Ryan Curran's going to kick this off here for the Rams. It's a little bit of a short kick.
We'll catch and go down, securing the ball.
That is taken in by Fletcher Wennick, making the turn there. I know the Wildcats were backed up on their last drive. They're going to start here at their own 36 here. I think if you're the Wildcats, you at least got to try and see if you can get at least one play here, maybe. If you don't get anything on at least the first 2 plays, I think you got to at least run the ball just to run it up, because you don't want Pine-Richland to at least do any more damage than what they've done here in the first half.
Yeah, and they're going to go too high, taking away the deep ball that obviously burnt them on the one Wildcat touchdown, as Yeboah will take it for a gain of about 3 to the right side. Bring up second down. The Wildcats will come back up to the line. Looks like they're going to try and get another play off. Scarton will take it, hand to Yeboah, and he will just be bottled up. And what he gained on first down, he taketh away on second down.
23, AJ Yeboah on the carry.
7 carries for 3 yards for AJ here in this first half, and it looks like that'll be it for the first half here. The Wildcats are going to go into the locker room here, trailing by 21, the same score that they were trailing by at halftime a year ago.
Yeah, good. I want to say good first half. When you're trailing by 21 points, it's not a good first half. But you know, we touched on it and sprinkled out throughout halftime there, or throughout the first half. Sorry, a lot of flashes that you've seen. You hope to build on that. Keep your heads up. come out here, fight in the second half, and, as we mentioned earlier, work on those things that have plagued you the past 2 weeks, get better, and get ready for the next 2 weeks. But overall, nice first half for Latrobe, and they got to keep their heads high going into the locker room.
Yeah, so I think we're going to take a break here. At least you and I are. You might see the Pine-Richland marching band here at halftime, but after that, we are going to crown a queen. The homecoming queen here at Memorial Stadium will be crowned throughout the halftime here on the Wildcats Network.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats!
I'm proud to work with an organization that's known across the state, that's reputable. Adelphi is a place to have ample opportunities for promotion. There's nothing that Adelphi won't do for you personally and professionally. Come on in.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2025 edition of the Pine-Richland High School Marching Band, under the field direction of Ashlyn Casal, Ava Coombs, Andrew Kirkpatrick, and Ryan Noir. Now sit on the edge of your seat and get ready to jam out to our show entitled Girl Power. We open the show with Kelly Clarkson's 2004 smash hit, Since You've Been Gone.
Ask her what kind of water.
We now feature our color guard performing a mega hit by Rihanna. Here is Umbrella. Color guard captains are Kendall Kane, Fiona Casal, and Lucy Kisman. Ladies and gentlemen, now the moment you've all been waiting for. The band dances and we feature our drum line to a recent banger by Rosé and Bruno Mars. Get ready to join us at the APT. Drumline section leaders are Ryan Moore, Xavier Moreland, Brendan Plowey, and Shom Rao. The band will close tonight's halftime show with the iconic Lady Gaga smash hit, Bad Romance. Marching Band. The Pine-Richland High School Marching Band is under the direction of Will Guest, Jim Stillwagon, Jim Hopper, Ben Kohler, and Matt Reese. Color guard instructor is Amy Billy. Dance team instructor is Grace Barkowski. A red ticket, 824891. 824891. You can claim your winnings at the poolside concession stand. $750. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's 2025 Greater Latrobe High School Homecoming Ceremonies. Now, the introduction of the homecoming court. Freshman Abigail Baum, escorted by Jordan Baum, her father. She is the daughter of Jordan and Melissa Baum. Abigail has taken dance for the past 10 years. She is a member of the Key Club. She is also active in her church by participating in youth group and teaching Sunday school. Abigail plans to attend Penn State and major in psychology or journalism. Ladies and gentlemen, freshman Abigail Baum. She is the daughter of Bill and Melissa Brzezinski. Maya is a member of the cheerleading squad and volleyball team. She is also a member of the Interact Club. Maya plans to attend college and pursue a field in medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, freshman Maya Wisniewski. Our sophomores, Alexa Henschel, escorted by her father, Justin Henschel. She is the daughter of Ashley and Justin Henschel. Alexa is a part of the Greater Latrobe volleyball and cod volleyball teams. She is also a part of the Latrobe varsity cheer squad. She coaches younger kids and manages boys volleyball. Alexa plans to attend Alabama and major in pre-med and cardiothoracic surgery. Ladies and gentlemen, sophomore Alexa Henschel. Sophomore Brooklyn Kraus, escorted by Scotty Kraus, her mother. Brooklyn is a member of the varsity cheer squad and is a part of the competitive dance team at the Dance Alley. She has been doing dance for 12 years. She is also a member of the Key Club and Interact Club. Brooklyn is undecided where she wants to attend college, but would like to major in chiropractics or broadcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, sophomore Brooklyn Kraus. Our juniors, Gianna Angelicchio, escorted by her father, Tony Angelique. Angelicchio. She is the daughter of Tony and Suzanne Angelicchio. Gianna dedicates her time to several school activities. She is an active member of the dive team and serves as a wrestling manager. Additionally, she is involved with student council and is enrolled in the aviation program offered through the Community College of Beaver County. Gianna's future career goal is to become a commercial airline pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Gianna Angelicchio. Junior Nina Carroll, escorted by her father, Clay Carroll. She is the daughter of Clay and Danielle Carroll. Nina is a proud member of the girls' golf team, and off the green she participates in multiple club activities, including Pep Club, Unified Club, and the Recycling Club. Nina enjoys volunteering with a variety of community organizations. With a passion for creativity, Nina hopes to pursue a career in the fashion marketing and merchandising industries. Ladies and gentlemen, Junior Nina Carroll. And now for our seniors. Ava Beckwith, escorted by her father, Chad Beckwith. She is the daughter of Chad and Gina Beckwith. Ava is the founder and president of the Medical Explorers Club. She waitresses outside of school and job shadows at Latrobe Hospital during her free time. Ava plans on attending college after high school to major in nursing. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Ava Beckwith. Senior Sarah Blossy, escorted by her father, Jeremy Blossy. She is the daughter of Jeremy and Angie Blossy. Sarah is a member of the softball team and a captain of the field hockey team. She is a member of student council and distinguished honor roll student. She is also a mentor in Big Brothers, Big Sisters, an editor for the High Post, and in the Letterman's Club. Sarah plans to attend a four-year college and continue her softball career while majoring in communications. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Sarah Blossy. Senior Eliana Hutchinson, escorted by her father, Richard Hutchinson. She is the daughter of Richard and Julie Hutchinson. Eliana is a member of the girls' golf team and a dancer at Dance Expressions by Erica. She serves as president of Key Club and the Lighthouse team, and is also an active member in the Interact Club, Student Council, Medical Exposure Club. Eliana participated in the Masters of Medicine program and also works at Plato's Closet. Eliana plans to study nursing and advance her career to be a certified registered anesthesiologist. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Eliana Hutchinson. Senior Brooke Martz, escorted by her father, Wade Martz. She is the daughter of Carrie Earhart and Wade and Heather Martz. Brooke is a part of several clubs, including Pep Club, Key Club, and Interact Club. She is also a member of National Honor Society, National Art Honors, and National English Honor Society. Brooke plans to attend college and study law. Ladies and gentlemen, Senior Brooke Martz. Senior Matilda Price. Price, escorted by her father, Jason Price. She is the daughter of Jason and Helen Price. Matilda is the Vice President of Student Council, President of Global Scholars, President of World Language Club, and Secretary of National English Honor Society. She is also an active member of Global Scholars and Interact Club. Additionally, she has been inducted into the National Honor Society, English National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, Science National Honor Society, French National Honor Society, and German National Honor Society. In her free time, she takes pride in volunteering to teach Ukrainian students English on an online program. Matilda is also a member of the Latrobe varsity swim team, where this year she will be a 4-year medal winner. She is also a county medalist and WPIAL competitor. Matilda plans to major in political science and study to become international lawyer with her values rolled in advocacy for social justice and equality. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Matilda Price. Senior Nevaeh Yingling, escorted by her father, Dustin Yingling. She is the daughter of Dustin and Nicole Brady. Nevaeh is a member of English National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, and the National Honor Society. She is president of the Art National Honor Society and secretary of Mu Alpha Theta. She is part of the PEP Club, Interact Club, Key Club, and the Recycling Club. Nevaeh plans to attend Savannah College of Art and Design to major in animation and minor illustration. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Nevaeh Yingling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the big announcement. The 2025 Latrobe High School Homecoming Queen. Which of these wonderful seniors will be our queen? The votes have been tabulated, including the mail-in votes, and deemed fair and legal by the accounting firm of House and Marker, certified by Dr. Benning, tabulated by Mr. Maines, and finally certified by our superintendent, Dr. R. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Greater Latrobe Homecoming Queen is going to be announced by 4th grade Mountain View Elementary student, Chloe Maines.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Greater Latrobe Homecoming Queen is Sarah Blossy. Congratulations to Sarah Blossy and all of the members of the 2025 Greater Latrobe High School Homecoming Queen Corps.
Congratulations to Sarah Blossy. She joins royalty with her sister Belle Blossy. Congratulations to all the girls on the homecoming court, and have a great time at the dance tomorrow night. Once again, your 2025 Greater Latrobe Homecoming Queen, Sarah Blossy.
Hi, I'm Chris Beddick, agent for State Farm Insurance, located conveniently on Route 981 here in Latrobe. We proudly offer auto, home, renters, life, and small business insurance since 2001. Need a good neighbor? Chris Beddick is there. Go Wildcats.
All right, and welcome back here.
Once again, congratulations to our 2025 homecoming queen, Sarah Blossy.
As the fields get ready to take the field here for the second half, as you just watched there, we crowned our homecoming queen, Sarah Blossy, and a special guest. We're going to send it down to Richard, who's live on the scene down on the field. Richard, can you hear me? Richard's getting set up. But as we wait for Richard to get his interview ready here, just to recap the first half. As we sit here at halftime, it is the Pine-Richland Rams 28, your Latrobe Wildcats 7. Some statistics from the first half. Greater Latrobe passing is 3 for 4 for 48 yards and 1 touchdown. They're rushing 12 attempts for 26 yards with a total offense of 74 yards. They are +1 in the turnover differential, and that was a Chris Cochran interception inside the red zone late in the second quarter. Pine-Richland, on the Pine-Richland side, they have 21 attempts for 126 rushing yards, and they have completed 16 of 24 of their passes for 143 yards, and they are -1 in the turnover differential. Richard, can you hear me down there? Are you with royalty, Richard?
You're good? Okay. Here with 2025 homecoming queen, Sarah Blossy. Sarah, your reaction to being the queen?
It feels so great. It's such an exciting moment, and I feel so lucky to be a part of this.
Are you going to have bragging wars with Belle now that you both are homecoming queens?
No, I don't think so.
What all do you do at Greater Latrobe? I know you're on the softball team, but what activities do you participate in at Greater Latrobe?
I'm also on the field hockey team, and I'm a part of the High Post and the Latrobian, and I'm also in the Letterman's Club and the High Honor Society.
Mr. Blossy, how are you? 2 for 2 with homecoming queens as daughters. You set a standard pretty high here.
I'm pretty proud. I'm so happy for her, and it's an amazing feeling. I'm so proud of her.
How are you guys going to celebrate tonight?
Just go home and be happy with the family. Belle came in tonight, so it's really nice that the whole family's home.
I got to rest up for Drew tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go. Homecoming queen, Mr. Blossy, Sarah Blossy. Thank you so much, and congratulations about this.
Thank you.
Your 2025 homecoming queen, Sarah Blossy. Back to you, Jared.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, I know.
Three for 4 for 74 yards. That touchdown to Sawyer Butina being the lone touchdown for the Wildcats here this evening. Ty Wisniewski, 3 rushes, 20 yards, highlight the rushing aspect. And A.J. Yeboah, 7 attempts for just 3 yards. The Rams have limited him here in the first half as we get set for the second half to start. The Rams are out on the field getting ready to kick off. Some stats for them as they get ready to kick off. Jay Niels, 8 receptions, 61 yards. Quarterback Ubi Schrader, 4 rushes, 19 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He also has 16 of 24 for 143 yards and 1 passing TD. That is to Khalil Taylor from down from the field. Our sideline reporter, Richard. Scarton in. He'll fire across the middle. Fall wide open. Aaron Gasky threw it right behind him. You got to think if he came down with that one, he was probably looking at 6. 2 big plays called by the Wildcats here. One off the timeout and 1 to start the second half. They saw something on film. They made the adjustments. That time, the first one was the Butina 49-yard touchdown pass. That one there just fell a little short. Richard, you okay? You need a drink?
It's a little cold there. A little out of breath. A mile-long hike here at Memorial Stadium.
Welcome back to the booth. As Wisniewski will keep, and he'll be brought down for about a 1-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats. Richard, we went through some stats just to keep you in here. A.J. Yeboah, 7 attempts, only 3 yards. The Rams have done a really nice job of stopping him and bubbling him up.
They have. Again, the Wildcats really haven't ran a lot of plays apart from that one drive where they were able to sustain something with Ty Wisniewski at quarterback. I'm hoping that there's a little bit of a good mojo there. Richard down on the field. We'll see if that translates to anything. But, a lot of people think I have a good mojo, so hopefully it carries over.
And the pass from Scarton just out of the reach of Cash Ackhammer, and that'll bring up a 4th and long for the Wildcats, an inevitable punt.
Now, I did get up here just in time to see the first down play. Again, the pressure on Dom Scarton just derailed what would have been a big play there to Aaron Gasky across the middle of the field. The Wildcats have actually done a good job of generating at least positive pass plays. They haven't gone backwards tonight. They haven't turned the ball over passing the ball. Again, it's tough. You're going to start to need to do that if you want to have a chance to win tonight's game, down 21, and another 3-and-out for the Wildcats here.
Punt squibs. It will take a neutral bounce, we'll call that, at the 45-yard line as the Rams take over possession for their first possession of the second half.
Taking a look here to see Pine-Richland, they've started in really decent field position all night. Obviously, on the first drive, started at their own 49. They started in Greater Latrobe territory on their 4th drive, which resulted in a 4-play touchdown drive, and then starting in their own 45 here tonight, or on this drive here. Aaron Strader's still in at quarterback for Pine-Richland.
I think, this game isn't over yet.
Right.
So, they got to get the reps as McKissick takes it, and he will take it up the middle for about a gain of 4, close to the 50-yard line.
Well, here's another thing to keep an eye out here. Pine-Richland's not only playing one non-section game tonight, they're going to be playing with one of the big dogs in 6A next week at North Allegheny. So, talk about a little bit of a 2-week non-conference stretch where you see how you fare against the Wildcats, and then you go and you've played the North Allegheny Tigers. That's a challenge, but nothing that the best team in 5A can't handle.
Strader looks, fires deep, and overshoots Jalen Niels, who had beat his man, but Strader can't dial it in for a big gain, and that will bring up a 3rd and 6 for the Rams.
Ubi Strader with 143 yards in that first half. He does have the 1 touchdown and the 1 interception to his name, but the 3 rushing touchdowns have been the killer for the Wildcats tonight.
Yeah, and all of them came, the first 2 came in 3rd and 4th downs, where the Wildcats you thought they got a real shot at keeping them, off the board here. But Ubi found a way.
Here's a critical play here for the Wildcats.
Ubi will step up. He'll fire across the middle behind Jalen Niels. That'll bring up a 4th down. And we might be getting the first punt here this evening for the Rams.
I wonder if we will. It's going to be 4th and about 6 at the Pine-Richland 49, and they are bringing out the punt unit, it looks like. Ubi Strader is going to the sideline. Ryan Curran's going to punt this one away for Pine-Richland, and so for the first time tonight, it looks as if the Wildcats are going to force the Rams to punt, force their first defensive stop tonight outside of the takeaway.
Butina back to receive for the Wildcats. Looks like Meter might be back there with him. High snap. The Cats bring some heat. The punt is away. They will let it bounce and roll in for a touchback. And the Wildcats will take over at the 20-yard line for their first possession here in the second half.
So both teams share a 3-and-out here to begin the half. And I think if you're the Wildcats, you'll take it as if, 2 minutes went down, but nothing happened on the scoreboard. And that's a big win for the Wildcats. Obviously, they're trying to keep the game close, trying to keep it competitive for as long as they can. Obviously, I think they know they're a little bit outmatched coming into tonight's game, but again, like we touched on from the get-go, it is a litmus test game for the Wildcats. See how they match up against the reigning 5A champs.
Scarton in. We'll hand off to Yaboa. He'll try and bounce it outside, but 2 Rams tacklers will bring him down for another loss. He may be net neutral on the yardage after that one.
Yeah, he is. He's got loss of 3 there, and now nothing for him on the night on again, 8 carries for 0 yards. Ty Wisniewski coming in at quarterback for the Wildcats.
And that's been the real spark of the offense, outside of the explosive pass, right? It's been the real spark of the offense. When Ty comes in, he has 20 yards on the ground, and this is what they've done every time they've brought him in. They've gone wide. They've got a heavy set on the line, though, and Ty will keep. He will find a little seam, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage there at the 20, bring up a 3rd and 10.
5 carries for 25 yards tonight for Ty Wisniewski. Averaging on the season, he is averaging about, let me get my notes here, I'm a little bit all over the place now. You know, this is what happens when you take the mile-long hike back up to the press box here at Memorial Stadium. Averaging about 11 yards per game in the games that he's played, obviously.
Living out of our comfort zone here tonight.
For sure, yeah.
For you, Richard. Meter will go in motion out to the side, and Scarton will throw it up there, but nobody home deep into the Rams secondary. That'll bring up a 4th and 10 for the Wildcats. And surely another punt here coming on the way.
Yeah, apart from the big 49-yard completion to Sori Butina, there has really been nothing for the Wildcats here tonight. They have, apart from that, they have a total of net -1 passing yards from Dom Scarton tonight. AJ Yaboa's got 0 yards. Chris Cochran's got 5 yards. And Ty Wisniewski's been the lone bright spot offensively, 25 yards rushing.
High snap over Horner's head. It goes into the end zone. He will recover. And that should be a safety for the Rams. The free kick ensuing. And it will be 30, Pine-Richland 30, and the Wildcats 7. And we'll take a quick commercial break here on the Wildcat Network.
I am the swiftest creature alive. I can make it. I will make it.
That's where we come in. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon is your one-stop shop for all things auto body repair. Our experienced technicians and state-of-the-art facilities have you covered. Body repairs, refinishing, glass replacement, and more. Our friendly office staff is happy to assist you through every step of your vehicle's repair process. Visit thecollisionshopbyjason.com for our complete list of services.
And welcome back here at Memorial Stadium. The Pine-Richland Rams just recorded a safety, and we'll have a free kick. It's a line drive, touched by a Pine-Richland defender, but he will fall on it. And the Rams will take over possession at the Wildcats 45.
This is the Pine-Richland offense's best starting field position of the night at the Wildcat 45. They had a drive that started at the Wildcat 46. All right. I should really just, check my stats here because I am wrong again tonight. It's been a crazy night here. It's their second best starting field position of the night. They started at the Greater Latrobe, 38.
It's okay, Richard. You had to fill in for as Aaron Andrews on the sideline reporting. So all well here. As McKissick takes the handoff, he will plow ahead for another gain of 5. Bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Rams.
That's the 17th carry of the night for Carter McKissick.
I would have to think that, as this game is unfolding here in the second half, we're probably going to see a lot of Carter McKissick. We've already seen a lot, but we're going to see some more. They seem to be having success. Now, there goes the Wildcats. They bottle them up for just a short gain of 2. But as you mentioned, the NA coming up for them. They probably want to showcase their best against a 6A team, beat a bigger school, right? At this point, you probably don't want to put a lot on tape, is kind of probably what Dr. Ladon is thinking.
Probably. We do have a score update here. Penn Trafford is up 41-7 on Franklin Regional, so that helps the Wildcats. Yeah. See if we can get more updates throughout the night.
Strader comes in. McKissick to his right. 3 wide. And he will pass. The pass is batted down. I believe that was Cash Ackhammer there who got his bear claw on that one.
I think you're right there, Jared. And if Dom Angelico has his head turned, and he is completely in the right here because he's going to cover the receiver. And I don't think he's expecting it to be a deflected pass. But if he has his head turned, that's an easy interception there. Just kind of an unfortunate play, unfortunate kind of bounce there going against the Wildcats. And here's another 4th down here for the Rams offense.
4th down and 4. Wildcats bringing some pressure. He will throw to the outside. High pass. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. The Wildcat defense stands up for the 2nd straight possession here. And now it's time. Let's get that offense rolling.
It is time to get the Wildcat offense going here. We want to mention that our 3rd quarter sponsor is Team Lamani Realty One Group. They're here to make your move easier than ever. Their experienced real estate professionals are dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, and now they're excited to offer their very own box truck for clients. Another way that Team Lamani goes above and beyond. Call them today to Let's Get Moving.
And it will be Ty Wisniewski who's going to take the 1st down snap for the Wildcats. Bunch to the right. Wisniewski will take it and keep. He may find a seam, but those Rams swarm for just a gain of 1, bringing up 2nd and 9. I thought there for a second he may have taken the outside, but this Rams defense just swarms like a pack of bees.
How about this? Kiski area's up at halftime over Armstrong 14-7, and Woodland Hills and Gateway are tied at 14 at halftime. So
a lot of
shaking up here in the Big East Conference tonight. Again, the Wildcats taking a seat back tonight with a non-section game against the Rams.
Scarton back in, hands to Yeboah. He finds a hole, and he will gain about 4 on the play. He cut the sticks in half. We'll bring up a 3rd and 5. And let's see what the Wildcats offense is going to dial in here.
Wildcats need a play here on offense. Again, down by 23, still a 3-possession game here. If they're able to find their ways to getting not only into Pine-Richland territory, but getting on the scoreboard as well. That's the most important thing right now.
Yeboah will check out. Meter, far right. He will hand off to Cash Ackhammer, who will get stopped at the line of scrimmage. Bring up a 4th and 5. You got to think this is the time we go.
And here,
this is the time we go.
Yeah, and they're not wasting any time here. They're making the decision here. Wildcats are going to go, it looks like, and Sorbutina is going to bring the play in. One thing that I've noticed here throughout the last 2 games here is that the Wildcats have utilized Eli Meter out of the backfield and just kind of a little out route here. I wonder if that's going to be what they're doing. Obviously, it just goes to show what I know is he's going to line up at the bottom of the screen there. But they have found success with that play.
And I saw him back there earlier, and it was more of a decoy. And a false start by Sorbutina. That's going to back it up to 4th and 10.
And now it's going to force the punt here.
Yeah, you got to force the punt here. I saw Meter in the backfield on the play earlier, and I was looking for it to come out of the backfield. But I believe that was the long 3rd down previous possession. Dom didn't look down to him. But
yeah, and I wonder if that play there where the false start happened, I wonder if there was a little miscommunication, not just with maybe trying to draw them offside, or if they were going on the first snap. Nonetheless, it's a 5-yard penalty and another punt here for the Wildcats.
Punts away. It's a wobbly one. It's going to take a bounce. Fielded by Taylor. Taylor's going to take it. He's got a big hole. He's got 2 men to beat. He's got 1 man to beat, and he is going to take it all the way in for another Pine-Richland touchdown for Khalil Taylor, his second of the evening, first of a return. That takes the score to Pine-Richland 36, Latrobe 7.
We're going to see it here on the Team Lamani Realty One Group replay. Khalil Taylor did this last week to the Penn Hills Indians on the return game. He had a 47-yard return. This one's going to be a little bit longer here. It's a little bit slow here, but
this is the slow motion replay.
Yeah, I wonder if
there
we
it
can,
is.
Here we go. It is going to be officially a 67-yard return for Khalil Taylor, and yeah, just breakaway speed. That is his game. And the extra point is no good. So it is 30. It's going to stay at 36-7. Pine-Richland here. And with that, we'll take a quick break here on the Wildcats Network. 36-7, Pine-Richland the score. You're watching the Wildcats Network, presented by West Media Group.
And we are back here at Memorial Stadium with the Rams kicking off 36-7. The Wildcats will field the kickoff, get it up just shy of the 25-yard line. Well, they will begin this possession. Back to the punt return by Khalil Taylor, Richard. They were obviously trying to punt not to him. That took a favorable bounce for him that he was able to field the punt and return it.
Eerily similar to Scoop Smith's punt return touchdown that he had against the Wildcats, albeit it wasn't as crowded as Scoop Smith's. I don't think Khalil Taylor is a really good athlete. I don't know if anyone's doing what Scoop Smith did in that punt return. That is probably the best return that I've seen in a long time, high school, college, or pro. Here we go, Ty Wisniewski in at quarterback, and that's a really good tackle there.
Yeah, he made the nice read, but the defender was just too much coming in. That was
Colton Andrighetti making the tackle there. That's a really good tackle, and very close to horse collar tackle, but he was able to grab just the jersey, not grab under the shoulder pads. It's a loss of 2, and it'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Dom Scarton will check back in for the Wildcats. Gives his teammates the play. Yaboa also in. He will sidecar him to the right. Meter going out wide. Gasky, the H-back. They will hand to Yaboa. He will find a small seam and pick up a few yards, taking it back inside the original line of scrimmage, bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats.
And we have an injured Wildcat on the field there. I believe that might be Aaron Gasky. Don't want to speculate. We'll take a timeout here on the field for an injury. It is 36-7. Pine-Richland on top of the Wildcats here on the Wildcats Network.
Some moments will be cherished forever. They shape who we become. We are Home Team Collections, your sports and graduation gift headquarters. And we honor these moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Hi, I'm Jason Brinker. This is my wife Hannah Brinker, our daughter Charlotte, and our son Stephen.
And we welcome you to Lepatich Brinker Funeral Home.
Located on the corner of Weldon Street and Lincoln Avenue, we've been family-owned and operated and serving Latrobe and beyond since 1958. Whether you're pre-planning your own arrangements or celebrating a loved one's life well lived, we offer traditional and green burials, cremation, and aftercare services. Allow our family to walk with yours on one of life's most difficult journeys. We are most appreciative of your trust, and we will do our best to prove that we are where dignity prevails.
All right, we are back here at Memorial Stadium. The player down on the play was A.J. Yeboah, number 23 after the carry there. Currently being helped off by his teammates. Might be a night. That might be the night for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because if you remember last time they were at the Wildcats were here at Memorial Stadium, had a little bit of an ankle/foot injury, sidelined him for 2 games. It's really just a shame. Nothing worse.
Scarton comes in. He fires across the middle to Sawyer Butina, who makes the grab, takes it up over the 45-yard line, and picks up the Wildcats' first down on a 3rd and long. You like to see that was a nice pass by Dom Scarton.
Gain of 19 there for Sawyer Butina. Picks up a Wildcat first down there. And that is the first down for the Wildcats since their 2nd drive of the game.
These Rams are really playing tough defense. As much as they're decorated on their offense, the defense has been outstanding here this evening.
Yeah, giving up 14 points per game on the year, and really that's all aided because of a game at Central Catholic.
Scarton, under pressure, fires and tipped by Mr. Khalil Taylor. But Dom, I think, had him, and he's stuck in the pocket there to make a tough throw to Gasky.
Khalil Taylor saved a completion there, I'll tell you that. It was at least going to be a first down completion, but he at least knocked it away, and that's just been kind of the night for the Wildcats. They've had their moments to creep back into it, and just a little bit out of the reach there, even with the deflection. Sets up a 2nd and 10 here for the Wildcats.
Dom's made a few nice passes here, and more so the poise in the pocket that he's had these last 2 plays. He's not bailing out. He's trying to make a strong throw. The handoff to Cash Ackhammer, who gets hit by a wall, I'll just say, for a loss of 1.
That is Dozie Okonkwo making the play there for the Rams, and it's another 3rd and long here for the Wildcats.
3rd and long, and I thought I saw Ty Wisniewski coming in, but it looks like Dom Scarton still stays in at quarterback. Chris Cochran will be in his sidecar.
Got a bunch formation at the top of your screen on the far sideline.
Scarton looks into the flat. Oh, just behind Chris Cochran. And he had some space if he makes that grab.
Throw a little bit behind him. Shocker, Khalil Taylor, who's been in the basically the grand scheme of things, everything tonight. And just able there. I think Cochran took his eye off the ball there a little bit, knowing that Taylor was there. It's going to bring up another punt here for the Wildcats after a first down.
Mitch Horner back behind, fields the snap, kick away. It's a wobbly one. It'll go out of bounds this time, not giving Khalil Taylor another chance to return one, and the Rams will take over possession here.
They're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line here. And with that, we'll mention another sponsor here on the Wildcats Network. That is the Collision Shop. The Collision Shop by Jason Mignon, where auto accidents are stressful enough. Let them take it from there. Specializing in collision repair for all makes and models, they work hand in hand with you and your insurance company to deliver top quality repairs done right and on time. The Collision Shop, making a tough situation hassle-free.
And the handoff from, didn't look like McKissick in.
That is number 33. That is Kierman Cassidy.
Kierman Cassidy gets his first handoff of the day. Carter McKissick might have hit his pitch limit on his attempts here this evening.
That was a nice play by Robert Young on the defensive end there, being able to get off the block. I believe still that Braylon Price is in at right tackle for Pine-Richland, so that's a nice swim move inside there.
Ubi throws across the middle, pass tipped, batted, but will ultimately fall incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd down here.
You're going to see it here on the Team Lamani Realty 1 Group replay. Again, the Wildcats have done a good job of eyeing up those passes from Ubi Strader. Tipped on the play there by Russell Fry. He's been playing really good in relief of Izzy McMahon and just bounces off of Dom Angelico. Again, the linebacker play for the Wildcats has been really good as of late. I know it doesn't look like it, especially because they haven't gotten the wins. But if you actually watch the games like we have being up here and you watch them at home, you're seeing that the outside linebacker play and the middle linebacker play is doing a great job of containing things.
And Strader will wiggle his way out of a sack, step up in the pocket, still on his feet, making moves all the way down the field from the 20 to the 15. He's still, I don't know, did he step out? They said he stepped out.
They blew the whistle there. He's out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. And Aaron Strader picks up a whole lot of yards there.
Another big third down give up for the Wildcats. But, I mean, he did a lot on his feet there. He was juking and jiving the whole way down. Thought it almost got into the end zone.
62 yards on that run for Aaron Strader. We don't have a replay on that one, but I thought Gammon Owens did at least a good... Oh, we do have a replay. My apologies, Spencer. Watch this here. I believe this is Gammon Owens, and he just is able to slip away. I don't know if Ubi Strader put butter on his jersey before the game, but that's a head fake there. Past Ty Wisniewski, and...
the awareness right there.
Right.
To cut right.
That's a gain of 2 there for... Gain of 2 for Cassidy. And it will be 2nd and 6. But I think the one thing that we've seen tonight is that Ubi Strader is a really good quarterback, but you better make sure that you keep him in that pocket because he will make you pay anytime.
High snap, and McKissick back in the game, and the Wildcats will bottle him up to bring up a third down. You got it, and back to what you were saying about the keeping him contained. You got to stay in your rush lanes. You got to stay in your rush lanes and just collapse the pocket on him. That's the only way you can do it. As that is the end of the third quarter here from Memorial Stadium. We will take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with the fourth quarter.
Hello, my name's Steve Lamani, and I want to introduce you to the #1 real estate team in your area.
We pride ourselves in giving back to our community.
That's why we have this box truck to make the moving experience easier for our clients.
At Team Lamani, our clients always come first.
And we're here to help our clients reach new heights.
We keep track of every detail for you.
Thank you for trusting us with such an important job, and go Cats!
And we are back here for the fourth quarter as the Rams come up on the ball to start. It will be 3rd and 5. Strader in at quarterback. Believe that is McKissick to his left. 4 wide. He will look into the end zone for Taylor. He will fire, and he will get the touchdown. Another touchdown by Khalil Taylor. This time, an out route from Ubi Strader.
That is Aaron Strader's first completion in his last 6 attempts. It's a 5-yard touchdown to Khalil Taylor. Simple out route. It looked like the defender fell down. I couldn't tell who that was, but it's another touchdown for Pine-Richland, and they increased the lead to 42-7, pending the extra point by Alex Mastre.
And there's the snap. It's up by Mastre, and this one is good. And that is Pine-Richland, makes it Pine-Richland 43 and the Latrobe Wildcats 7. This fourth quarter is brought to you by Lepatich Brinker Funeral Home. Owned and operated by Jason Brinker, Lepatich Brinker Funeral Home proudly continues a tradition of community-focused service. With modern facilities and technology, they remain committed to dependable, compassionate care where dignity prevails. Lepatich Brinker Funeral Home bringing us here this fourth quarter at Memorial Stadium. as the Rams are up 43-7 on the Wildcats, and they get ready to kick off, and the Wildcats will take possession. Richard, I think here you want to see some movement of the ball. It's kind of been stagnant here for a while. You want to keep you want to put a nice little drive together here. Something to take home with you.
Yeah, kind of like last week. You want to at least end the game on a positive note, and I thought the Wildcats did that with some defensive stops here as the kickoff is going to go. It's not going to go out of bounds just enough. Eli Meter is going to get the return, and before he's bottled up by defenders at around the Wildcats' 22-yard line, that's where the Wildcats will start their 5th drive of the second half. But yeah, going back to your point, again, they've had some good moments defensively. I know the last drive didn't necessarily say it, but they have had good moments defensively in the second half. And again, offense at least has shown moments tonight. You're hoping to end it on a good note tonight. Again, the true test, we knew that this would be a test tonight for the Wildcats, and so far, it's at least a 36-point difference as opposed to a 42-point difference last year. Again, another quarter to change that. As Dante Durgon is going to get the carry here for no gain.
Yeah, I mean, the first half showed a lot of flashes. Some of the things that they maybe struggled the last 2 weeks with, you saw flashes of getting better, right? When you get back into Big East play, you want to take that with you. Take some of these things you're doing here tonight and putting on tape. Take it with you into the last 2 games. A good one to take with you here is a nice drive by this offense as Dom Scarton comes in. And there will be a no gain on the play. Was that Cash Ackhammer back in? Or?
I believe that was Durgon making
Durgon
with the carry there, and it's going to be a loss of 1, 3rd and 11 for the Wildcats here. Scarton's going to get the play in from offensive play caller Josh Hammock, and offensive coordinator.
Scarton comes in. He's got Noonan out to his left. Butina and Gasky, I believe, to the right. Butina comes in motion. Scarton drops, throws out to the flat, but it will get them nowhere. A tackle for a loss to Tyler Meter. Eli Meter. And that'll bring up a 4th and long for the Wildcats.
Loss of 1 there, and another punt coming from Mitch Horner. And it's been one of those nights for the Wildcats where, apart from one play, really nothing has gone the Wildcats' way here.
Horner waits the snap here. Play clock trickles down to 2. And the punt is away. Another knuckler. It hits off of the Wildcat on the gunner there. And it will go out of bounds.
I think they're going to mark it where I think they're going to mark it where it did go out of bounds. I don't think it actually did hit Dante Durgon. Okay. I don't think it did. At least that's what the official is marking. So it's going to be a new set of downs for Pine-Richland at their own 48.
Let's see if Dr. Ladon sticks with Ubi Strader, or he will make the change at quarterback, and I think it will be a change.
He has made a change. Cooper Stiskak, my apologies.
Stiskak, all right. And he will keep it himself, and he will be brought down for a gain of 2 by Cash Ackhammer. Bring up 2nd and 9 for the Rams.
Well, when Greg Fenton, a longtime PA announcer here at Greater Latrobe, is having trouble pronouncing a name, it makes me feel a little bit better.
I think it's Stissick. I'm going to go with him, actually.
Gain of 1 there, and that's kind of a nice welcome to the game, getting wrapped up by Chris Cochran.
Stissick will throw, and it will be intercepted by the Wildcats, and they will take over possession. And that is Chris Cochran with his 2nd INT of the game. Let's take another look at this one. The first one, great ball awareness, I think, right here by Chris Cochran again.
Both of his interceptions have been really, really good tonight. As you're seeing here, Just reading the eyes of the quarterback, and I'll tell you what, that's a great catch there because that was not necessarily a great thrown ball there by Stiskak. And again, tongue twister, I know. Wildcats have the
Cooper.
best
We'll just call him Cooper.
Best starting field position for the Wildcats here tonight.
And that was a run to the outside there. And they will gain of 1 potentially. Looks like we're going to no gain on the play for the Wildcats.
Gain of 1 brings up a 2nd and 9.
I think they are going to give him 1 here. Don't want to step on you, but
the PA announcer gave us 1.
This is the furthest the Wildcats have been in Pine-Richland territory tonight. I know that they had the 49-yard touchdown, but not much going in Ram territory tonight.
Sneski will throw over the middle, trying to find big Robert Young, but the pass will be behind him. I'm not sure if the pass was behind him or looked like Robert maybe didn't break his route quick enough there.
I'd like to see more of Robert Young in the offense going into the final 2 games here, especially knowing what kind of teams. Again, teams change on a year-to-year basis, but you know what the pedigree of Gateway is. You know what the identity of Penn Trafford is. I think Robert Young kind of fits the mold, not just defensively with his ability to get off the line of scrimmage quickly, but also with his ability and his height in order to potentially catch some jump balls in the middle of the field.
Wisniewski will keep, but he will get back to the line of scrimmage there. And that'll bring up a 4th and 10. Sorry, 4th down and 10.
Colton Andrighetti in again for the Rams defensively. It's going to be another punt here for the Wildcats. 4th and 10 at the Pine-Richland 48.
Interesting point you brought up. The play was still going on, but this is the furthest that the Wildcats have made it into Rams territory because of the 49-yard pass.
Yeah, and that tells you how good Pine-Richland defense is, I think. Obviously, they had the 1 bust in coverage, and it was a good route by Sori Butina on the sprint. But they have just limited nothing here tonight for the Wildcats. And I think, defensively, you felt like you've played pretty good as the punt's away by Mitch Horner.
That's going to get inside the 10. A nice punt by Mitch Horner. Does not give the opportunity for Mr. Taylor to field that and take any more back to the house. But he pins him back, a little coffin corner for Mitch Horner on that punt.
We're going to stay here on the Wildcats Network because that's the benefit of having a soccer player as your punter and kicker. Pine-Richland's going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
You got the turnover bug still on us, Richard? What do you think?
I don't know here.
Can Chris Cochran come with a hat trick? I'll throw my hat on the field if he comes down with the hat trick here tonight. But it will be Stissick back in at quarterback. I believe Cassidy is at his side. We've got a flag on the play.
False start as it was going to be given here to. It looks like illegal substitution against the Wildcats, I believe. Or against the Wildcats.
Yes. The Wildcats. Oh, no. They're backing them up.
It is against Pine-Richland. Okay,
he pointed that way, though. 1st down. Are they still calling it first down?
It was against Pine-Richland. Half the distance to the goal. We are in the mercy rule now here in the final quarter. But the clock does stop due to a penalty, so. And now the clock is running again. 4:57 now and counting.
Wildcats in. They will hand off to Cassidy. Cassidy will find a little seam, and he is still on his feet up over the 15-yard line for a gain of 12, bringing up 2nd down for the Rams.
Got a late flag here on the play.
That was deep into the backfield. Down into the secondary, I should say. Sorry. Of the Wildcats. Unless there was an illegal block downfield. Yep. Personal foul.
So I think they might go half the distance from the spot of the foul. It's going to take it back to the 8-yard line. So we
are at.
Okay, so I guess they take the play off. Would have been a 12-yard carry for Carter McKissick. And it is 1st and 9.
Wildcat defense set. Cassidy will take it again, and he will get back what they marked off that half distance. And this will bring up a 2nd and short for the Rams. Still kind of new running back, but same scheme, right? It's the same. It's the same. You know, you want to call it read option that they've been running. Again, Cassidy will take the handoff. He'll be up near the first down, but I think he's going to be short, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Rams here with 3:43 remaining in the game. Stissick in the backfield. Cassidy to his side. They will hand to Cassidy once again. He will get the first down there. They're going to try and just, I think, take the clock here with them as much as they can, Richard.
I think that is what they're trying to do, and we want to remind everyone at home that to stay tuned after the game for the performance by the Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band. Obviously, homecoming kind of cut into their halftime performance tonight. I believe that they'll be performing at the end of the game next week against the Gators. So, again, don't quote me on that, but I believe that is going to be the case with it being senior night.
The handoff to Cassidy there, he'll gain about 2, drain the clock down to 2:42. When you said performance, I thought you were going to tease me for like I had to sing or something.
Oh, no. I think the Wildcat Marching Band could perform eons better than both of us. And that's no offense to you. That's just me setting standards low for myself.
You've never seen me sing You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC, Richard. As the Rams take another carry, it's 3rd down and about 6.
We got 2 more games left, so I bet we can get that in the next 2 games.
Maybe ask Coach McIntyre about that in your interview questions next week and see what he says.
That might be a post-interview question. He might want to imitate you.
Rarely imitate or multiple. How do I say this? Regularly imitated, rarely duplicated. How about that? Stissick will keep this time on the read option, and he's still on his feet, up over the 35. He's still to the 40. He's got a blocker ahead of him, and he will be forced out of bounds at the Wildcat 35-yard line.
Number 16, Cooper Stissick.
It's a gain of 52 there for Stissick.
You know, and I was going to make the comment, these read options, they were reading the give every time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time. Well, the Wildcats started selling out, and that's what you get, a gain of 52 when you're just focusing in on the running back on that read option. But to their credit, they haven't kept too many times. As Cooper Stissick keeps it again, and he finds a hole up the middle, and he will get inside the 10-yard, or just outside the 10-yard line, for another Rams first down. As the clock ticks down to 42 seconds, may have one more play in us here this evening from Memorial Stadium.
Believe it or not, I think apart from the last 2 plays, I think Pine-Richland's going to let this clock wind down here real quick to finish this point here. The final 2 quarterback runs were the first time that Pine-Richland actually ran with the quarterback designed. Booby Strader had 81 yards rushing, by the way. So that just shows you the dynamic breakdown that he can do. He breaks down defenses, and Pine-Richland we saw tonight. We saw a lot of fight from the Wildcats defensively, I thought, in the second half, and we saw some moments in that first half, but Pine-Richland showed why they're the kings of 5A from a year ago, and they showed that even though they have that one loss on their resume to Pittsburgh Central Catholic, that they're probably going to be the #1 team.
Another 6A school coming.
Yeah, another 6A school. So it's not like they're not testing themselves. They're making sure that they're playoff ready against these 5A teams.
Well, Richard, that is a final here from Memorial Field. We'll come back with the post game, but the final here, the Pine-Richland Rams 43, the Latrobe Wildcats 7. We'll be right back after this break.
The Wildcat Student Store has the largest variety of clothing and merchandise you'll find anywhere, for any time of year. Shop in store or online and have your order shipped to you or picked up at the high school. Let's go, Cats!
All right, and we are back here for an abbreviated post-game show. We'll make sure that everyone can stick around to see the band. Richard, what kind of stats do we have here in this one as we put a bow on this?
Well, I mentioned Ubi Strader had 81 yards rushing. That was on 5 carries, and he had 3 touchdown runs, 1 of 16, 1 of 2 yards, and 1 of 4 yards. He also had, I believe, 2 touchdown passes on the night, both of them to Khalil Taylor, 1 from 10 yards and 1 from 5 yards. The Wildcats' lone touchdown of the night came in the second quarter on a Dom Scarton 49-yard touchdown pass to Sawyer Butina. That is, I believe that is Sawyer's first touchdown of the year. Yes, it is. To make the score 14-7 at the time, but then it was all Pine-Richland from that point on. 29 points straight by the Rams, including a safety, a punt return touchdown, and those 2 early touchdowns by Strader in the first quarter, the 4-yard and the 2-yard runs, got the Rams started, and they really never looked back. I know the stats for the Wildcats tonight aren't going to look pretty, but that's what happens when you're playing #1 in 5A.
Yeah, and this Pine-Richland team obviously came in with the crown, wearing the crown, projected to get the crown. This team that came in here tonight also was very similar to last year's 5A championship team. All their playmakers returning, and they even added Khalil Green in this season. It was too much for the Wildcats tonight. I think we maybe expected that without saying we expected that. But I will say this, very proud of this Wildcats team. I mean, if you look what they did to Penn Hills and you look what they've done to the rest of their opponents here this season, the Wildcats hung with them for a while. They made nice plays on defense. I think these are right building blocks that will lead them into their game here next week at senior night against the Gateway Gators. As we get ready for the band, it looks like I'm going to give – the band is on the field. The band is on the field.
One final thing I want to point out here, that Woodland Hills is now up 20-14 over the Gateway Gators. That's a game, if you're a Wildcat fan here tonight, you're probably hoping for a Woodland Hills win. And the reason why they're not going is because they're playing the Wildcat alma mater as the team heads back to the locker room. Penn Trafford did defeat Franklin Regional tonight, and currently waiting on the Armstrong and Kiski result, but last we checked it was 14-7 in favor of Kiski area at halftime. Hopefully for the Wildcats, obviously that result doesn't help you either way, knowing that the tiebreakers are out of your control, but I think if the results hold with a Franklin Regional loss, probably eliminating them from playoff contention, and a Gateway loss, putting the Wildcats and Gateway pretty much on the same page, where next week, if the Wildcats win, they'll get that tiebreaker. Wildcats are going to set themselves up here if they can take care of their business, they will at least have a chance for a discussion for that final Big East wildcard representation spot.
Yeah, I think whoever loses that Kiski-Armstrong game, you want them to lose. You need them to lose the rest of the way out,
right? Yeah.
To see yourself in. As the band takes the field here now, we're going to put a bow on this one, call it a night for me and Richard. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week back here at Memorial Stadium as the Latrobe Wildcats will battle the Gateway Gators. Thank you and good night.
Bye.
field, your Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band. This year, the band is going undercover to perform their 2025 field shows, Sleuths, Spies, and Private Eyes. Your special agents for this case are our drum majors, Jack O'Neill and Madison McLean. Be on the lookout as the band opens the show with the iconic theme from James Bond and the slinking sound of the Pink Panther. Now, prepare to get groovy as the band performs Soul Bossa Nova from Austin Powers. And band, your final mission, should you choose to accept it, is to beat the clock with a thrilling rendition of the theme from Mission Impossible. Wildcat Marching Band is under the direction of Brian Chekai and student teacher Daniel Dunmeyer, assisted by Josh Jordan and Morgan Rockwell. The color guard is directed by Kate Richards with instructor Jessica Wilson. The drum line is directed by Anthony Sorenko. Student leaders include Austin Aiken, Caitlin Anderson, Lavanya Bade, Mackenzie Bloom, Henry Bradley, Don Duragon, Kelsey McClellan, Madison McLean, Jack O'Neill, Leah Olson, Ray Swiderski, Addison Weston, and Elise Wolfgang. The Greater Latrobe Wildcat Marching Band would like to thank the WPIAL, School District Administration, and the Board of School Directors for their continued support of the arts.